control of the St. Louis Police Department is asking for millions more to make needed repairs to the buildings the group will inherit. But are they spending the money they're currently receiving?
Of the $16.4 million the department received for maintenance, around $5.5 million is specifically for facility management, according to the city's budget director, Paul Payne. Payne shares how much they've spent thus far.
Facilities has spent 3.2.
And we've got about 3 months left in the current fiscal year?
Yes.
3 months to spend the remaining $2.2 million. Payne says the city's Board of Public Service handles larger, more serious work, but there are many needs across the city's many buildings, and they cannot get to all of them every year. The majority of the rest of the $16.4 million is intended for fleet maintenance. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
The Dow from Stifel's down 374 points to 47,332. We've got a crash on 44 going west at 141. That's on the right shoulder. Stall 141 going south at 6440. And that's got the right lane closed. Another stall 270 south at Dorset on the right shoulder.
Our rain and thunderstorms will wind down as we go through our Wednesday afternoon. It's windy. Those winds are turning to the northwest, so our temperatures are now dropping. I think we'll be down about 48 degrees by the time the sun goes down, so think around 7 o'clock or so. Tonight, clouds control. It's windy and it's cold, 33, but feels colder, especially during the evening. On Thursday, sunny and chilly, 56. 45 Thursday night. Now Friday the 13th, partly sunny and 63. It looks rather unsettled again as we get towards the end of the weekend with periods of rain and thunderstorms on Sunday. And how about Sunday night? I'm going with 22 for the low. Could be some hamster-sized snowflakes around Sunday night, and Monday's high only 36 degrees. So yes, a drastic change on the way. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We've got 48. It feels like 34 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, guys, 105 on Wednesday, right?
It's Wednesday.
Is it Wednesday?
Yep.
All right. I can handle that. DGS on KMOX. Dave's still on vacation. He'll be back on Monday. Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stoles, Kevin Wheeler hanging out with you. We'll talk to Matt Pauley a little bit later on. Janelle at Holy L will be joining us. We'll do some entertainment and movies with Janelle a little bit later on. Otherwise, our normal DGS stuff. I'm not going to lie to you guys today. I mean, I've already been jealous of the boys' trip to Jupiter. It's just, you know, how much fun those guys are having, and it's nonstop. And then obviously tonight they get to go see a pretty cool baseball game between Venezuela and the Dominican Republic down in Miami, which will be a blast for those guys. But also today, the rain and the clouds and that makes me even more jealous.
Yeah.
Because Florida's not like that. Florida's not going to have hamster-sized snowflakes this weekend. What's with that?
I don't know, man.
What is wrong with us?
I'm not buying it. I think
you're not buying it. You think it's just hype?
Yeah.
You can tell that to Dave later.
Yep. You know I will.
You know how we're always talking about Will Smith and his music on this show?
Yeah.
Wheels, were you still in college whenever Miami came out?
No, I was out. It was it's probably like late 90s, right?
Yeah, 1997.
Yeah, I was out in 94.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
But did you like that song?
That's all right. He's always just kind of like been vanilla to me.
Would you have liked it
no
more?
Love, no hate, but it was I think we used it for some of my show opens and stuff back in the day. Yeah.
Well, sounds like he didn't think it was so vanilla. Then.
Yeah, I mean, I put it this way: it wasn't going to be on my MP3 player back then.
He didn't have an MP3 player in 1994.
97.
97. He also didn't have an MP3 player.
We had something, didn't we? Didn't we have the? Not, it wouldn't have been an iPad. It wouldn't have been an
CD,
iPad. No.
Yeah.
No, they didn't have like digital movie or digital music yet.
No. How am I forgetting? It all blends together.
Because like when I was like a senior in high school.
Yeah.
Well,
I got my first
iPod came out in like 2004.
Well, the first ones were 98, like the MP3 players. The iPod was much later.
Yeah.
So I would say, given that, I probably would not have had one in 1997 since they came out in 1998. But it was pretty close. I definitely had one of these. I had one of the like a really small one. It was like the size of almost like a Tic Tac box. And it had a really tiny memory card. I don't remember how many songs it held. It wasn't very many. But I remember thinking it was the coolest thing ever. And that was, of course, a Napster was a thing back then, too. So you just, before everybody realized it was stealing, you just went there and you're like, oh, look at this, songs. And I can just download those. And then I can listen to them on that. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. This is theft. This is probably not something that all of us should be doing.
People are like talking over all of the songs.
Yeah. Well, not then. Not then. It was just all, here you go. Download it. It's free. Just share files. And anyway, that would have been on. That's about the limit of the usage for that song for me. It was good for that purpose, though. Kind of set a tone, radio friendly.
Welcome to Miami.
Yeah. I think it might have lasted just a couple months, and then I was like, okay, we got to do something else. Yeah, I used to have. I got to see if I can find the old songs, because back in the original days of what was called one-on-one sports, but then became Sporting News Radio. That's where I was before I came to KMOX in 2006. I had listeners that like made show opens and songs for the show.
That's fun.
Like some of them were just kind of like individuals who did it, but they were we had two actual bands like write songs. So like one of them sounded like a 80s hair band, the way they put together the song. Another one was a rap version of it. And then we had a couple of different, we had a country version of it too. Like people were just putting them together and sending them in. They're like, this is great.
Tricking people into free labor. I love it.
Yeah, we didn't ask them to do it. They just thought it would be cool. And then when we played it, they were like, thank you. It was great. Especially the bands. They particularly enjoyed it. But I'm sure they it seemed cool then. I bet if I listened to them now, I'd be like, oh boy, that was pretty dumb. It was really, really bad. But it was worth it then because it added a little bit of color to the thing. All right. So you guys want to do the worst stuff first again and get it out of the way?
Sure.
I mean, that's typically what we do. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this, because there's one thing that I think I mentioned it to, I don't know if you were still in there, Andrew, but Amy was, and I literally just saw it 5 minutes before the show. And it's obviously related to what's going on in Iran. There's a lot going on there. We're still worried about the Strait of Hormuz. There have been attacks on shipping on vessels in there, like commercial vessels. The U.S. is attacking the boats that are laying mines there. It's still kind of a mess, which would be expected. I wouldn't think it would be any different. I'm not even alleging some kind of like poor management. I would expect this would be what would happen. Hopefully you have a counter plan that will continue, that will work, and will open that up so that we don't keep having worldwide problems with fuel, because fuel problems, oil problems become everything problems. They become transportation problems. They become food cost problems. It really impacts everything. But I saw today, this is important. You guys would agree, right? This is pretty important stuff. The happenings today. For example, today we got a report that the military's internal investigation found that we were in fact at fault for bombing the school. 175 people died in that, and they're calling it what they had faulty targeting information. Fine. Again, I'm not even doubting it. Just saying that's these things are big deals, right? Everything when it comes to military action at this scale is a big deal. It's important. It's serious. You guys agree?
Yeah, and you also don't want to see like 175 little girls die.
No. I mean, we are supposed to be the ones that don't do that. Now, again, I understand there's no such thing as perfection. This is not me going there. But this is part of the reason why so many of us don't like these types of actions unless it's absolutely unequivocally necessary. Because innocent people are going to die. I mean, I don't know how many. It had to be in the 100,000 civilians died in our actions in Iraq. I mean, when you're bombing cities, civilians are going to die. That's just, it's going to happen. But these are very serious things. And They should be treated seriously by all of us. They should be treated seriously by the people that are presenting the information to us. And then I saw this story. This is the one I was getting to here in a second. That this is a Washington Post story. This is not a made up thing. This is not like some person just throwing it out on social media. But the Pentagon has banned photographers from the briefings on this conflict because of photos that were published of Pete Hegseth that were, quote, unflattering. So
most of the photos of him are unflattering.
So it's a very serious thing. When you're covering this type of thing, when you're presenting this type of information, and it disturbs me greatly that the center of our military operations in the world, the Pentagon, are concerned at all about whether or not a photo taken of the Secretary of Defense is unflattering.
Mm-hmm.
How is that even considered? How is that even a topic of conversation? And I don't know if he knew about it. It doesn't, at least from what I saw, it did not say that he directed it. It said his staff deemed it unflattering. So I don't know if that means he said, hey, I don't like that. You guys do something about that. Or if it was just them noticing going, oh my God, he's going to be so upset.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, why is that even a thing? We're talking about war. We're talking about people dying. We're talking about U.S. soldiers being killed and injured. We're talking about 175 kids in a school being killed. Well, not all kids, but in a school, it's going to be mostly kids. And yet, we're finding out that somebody in the Pentagon is worried about whether or not the photos of Pete Hegseth are flattering or not. Like, what are we doing?
But what are the consequences? I mean, we blow up a school full of kids. What are the consequences?
Yeah.
If they're just going to come out and say, no, not really. And is that just, that's just that.
Well, but see, there's
no accountability because no one can hold them accountable.
What in the moment? No. Here's the problem, and I'm curious to see if you guys see it the same way. But to me, the problem is not just there. You're right. Nobody's going to get fired over it, right? There's not going to be an immediate consequence. There's nothing that we can do immediately to go remove anybody from a position of power, whatever.
Fired, nothing. They should be tried for war crimes.
Exactly. Well, I mean, this happens in every war, but it doesn't excuse it, and there should be ramifications. Well, no, it's there's a definition of it. I mean, like every war that's ever happened has had civilian deaths. They're not all considered war crimes. There are very clear definitions. Like if you break the rules of engagement, if you were to attack them on purpose, that would be a war crime. As long as you can guise it as we made a mistake, it wouldn't be prosecuted that way in the way war crimes were prosecuted in the past. So as an example, a lot of civilians died in Vietnam. The ones that were prosecuted were people that were caught doing it on purpose. We're just killing civilians, just shooting them dead, like the My Lai massacre. But the consequences of it are more nuanced because while there won't be any immediate short-term at-home consequences, it absolutely damages our reputation. It absolutely makes the world trust us less. And if you can say you don't care, but if you don't care, then you're going to lose friends. And we've already started losing friends, which is why we're in this with only one friend. Right? When we went into Iraq even, which was goofy and bogus, we had all kinds of countries that went with us. In Afghanistan, we had a lot of countries that went with us. Our allies were there with us because they knew we were in the right. We knew we had a reason to be there. But we've eroded a lot of that reputation, and the further erosion of that by not being trustworthy is going to damage us. Whether we are the ones that, whether anybody gets fired or not, the country is damaged by that. And I don't know, just don't think, it doesn't seem like enough people care.
Yeah. I think lots of people care. I just personally feel so helpless because there are no immediate consequences. So the people making these kind of decisions just get to keep acting, and then things just seem to get worse and worse. I don't know how I, as an individual, can affect any kind of change on the situation, and it makes me feel awful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, until there's a time to vote on these meaningful positions, right? And that's where all of us that are mad,
I voted in 2024. It didn't go my way. You know?
But all of us, are we all voting in primaries? Are we all getting out there and choosing the best of the group that we want to represent us? Or are we just taking what's there at the main thing?
A primary doesn't have any sort of importance as far as whether Pete Hegseth is the head of the Department of Defense. I think plenty of people voted in the Republican primaries. Donald Trump was still the candidate, and this is what we have.
Well, I'm talking about the people that, your representatives, not your state representatives, but your federal representatives, your Congress people. Those are people that can do stuff. But if we all, as the regular people, sit back, then who goes and participates in that? Who chooses the candidates that we have to vote for? It's the most engaged and the most motivated, which tend to be the people that are the most extreme on either right or left. So if we aren't going to get the candidates in there that would do the job correctly, then we are part of the problem. And, if you had a normal Congress with normal people instead of, sycophants on each side of the aisle, you might have people that could agree, hey, we need to get this guy out of here. We're going to impeach this person and that person or whatever. But we can't do any of that because everybody's so entrenched. And the problem here, and I think, I don't know if you see it the same way, Rach, but I think part of the problem is there's no short-term fix, and any long-term fix seems so distant and impossible that you just sit back and you're like, well, what can you do? I know I feel that way.
Yeah.
There's a path, but there's no guarantee outcome, and there's no time frame for it. It's not going to happen next week. It's not going to even happen in 2 years. This will take a decade of people really fully participating for the majority of people who happen to be not extreme on either left or right to actually assert their will over the people that participate more than they do. Kind of rough.
Yeah, it's tough times right now. I feel very bad about I feel very very down in the dumps, very hopeless about things.
Yeah. All of these things, and when you're thinking about why you defend only your people. Well, I don't know. I don't know why I'm going to get in this, because nobody thinks that. Nobody ever thinks that our people are doing anything wrong. Of course they're doing it right. I picked them. They're my people. They're going to be right. But as soon as you start engaging in what about this previous person? What about this previous person? You're losing the plot. Answer the question. Is it being done correctly or not? It shouldn't matter whether you voted for a person or not. Who cares?
Also, I know this goes against my own policy, but Christian Earl, don't send me crying, laughing emojis when we are blowing up schools full of
it's pretty,
children
pretty
and gas is $4 a gallon.
Yeah.
You sound like a moron.
Yep.
Tell you guys about my good friend. She is my good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin, and her daughter, who I absolutely adore, Dr. Rachel Sullivan. I've known her, since before she was a doctor. They're both fantastic. They're both medical doctors, both OBs. They have pretty much limited their practice now, though, to taking care of you and your hormones and the bioidentical hormone replacement therapy with the pellets. They also do the GLP-1s. So if you'd like that arrow to shoot at weight loss, the combination of those and the pellets, because the pellets will help you to lose weight also. Story after story after story, like Caroline, who does my pellet, says that a lot of times people come in and there's enough fat in their body that they can just use one spot. But when they come back the second time after 4 or 6 months, they have to do 2 different ones because there's just not enough fat back there because you've lost so much. If you're interested in that, all you have to do is take a blood test, which we will arrange when you fill out your form at biobalancehealth.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a cybersecurity engineer at a publicly traded company.
We've been hacked! They're through our firewall.
How is that even possible?
They got my password.
Please don't tell me your password was password.
It's actually password 1.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. Dr. Jean Wang, a WashU Medicine gastroenterologist at Siteman Cancer Center.
Once you're 45 and over, even if you're not having symptoms or even if you don't have a family history, we recommend everyone get screened for colorectal cancer because everyone is at risk. Everyone is at risk, even if you're not having symptoms.
This is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and for more information, you can visit siteman.wustl.edu.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives. If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Want to build income without a second job? Learn how real estate investing can help you create extra income one step at a time with Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
Proudly serving St. Louis for over 100 years. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
That's DGS on a Wednesday. As Dave always says, you hit the big stuff and then you move on. Because I don't know about you guys. I don't know how anybody does that stuff all day, every day. I hate doing it for a segment or two, but I think it's important enough stuff that we should do it. And I think Dave does. That's how Dave approaches it. I think that's how it's important. That's the way to do it. But it's also important to not let it consume 4 hours and consume every minute of every conversation.
I have to think most people are tuning in to have a lighthearted conversation, have fun. So that's what we'll focus on.
So again, we have to hit the serious. We are a news station, but we don't have to do it for 4 straight hours. And if there's any news, breaking later on or whatever, and there's new things, we obviously will get to those things as well. Rach, you caught my attention on the show sheet today.
What's up?
You found a new protein drink?
Oh yeah, let me
hear about it.
Ooh, this sounds so delicious. I thought Kevin would really like this.
Let me hear it. I'm always looking for new ones.
So Buffalo Wild Wings has unveiled a wing-flavored protein espresso martini. So not only
I just died.
Are you getting your protein in, but you're also getting a nice savory treat, and it has alcohol in it. So
what's wrong with that?
Buzz on while you
First
get your
of
protein.
all, anything espresso is a no.
Not even espresso ice cream.
Espresso, no, it's a no.
Oh,
anything coffee is a no for me.
What about Nespresso?
Except for the smells. The smells, I'm in. I love the smell of coffee. I can't stand any coffee related substance. What were you asking me, Andrew?
What about Nespresso?
What's that?
Is that like Nestle espresso?
I don't like the way an
chocolate?
espresso tastes at all.
Is it a powder?
It's kind of like a Keurig pod, but it's an espresso pod that you have to order like from the Nespresso website. And I think that is no offense if you have one and you like it. I personally think it's kind of a scam.
It's a racket. It's got a racket written all over it.
I find it odd that look, I'm a big fan of protein drinks and bars and stuff like it's an easy, lower calorie way of getting those things that you want and you need. But I mean, if I'm eating at Buffalo Wild Wings, I don't think I'm short on protein options.
Well, here's what it is. Maybe I can change your mind here.
Okay.
The espresso protini is made with classic espresso martini ingredients, but it also includes muscle milk protein powder, and power.
Yeah.
And the cocktail is infused with the Buffalo Dry Rub, which is also served around the rim of the drink.
Okay.
Sounds really gross.
But mixing all of that with espresso and martini and
Well, and then with your hot wings, keep in mind, like I don't know if I've ever had an espresso martini. I think my heart would never stop racing if I had a drink like that. I should just stay away from stuff like that.
Also,
but I think I would want to sip that with like maybe a dessert if I were having any food at all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be like, I've got the buffalo sauce all over my fingertips and then I've got to like wipe it off on my paper napkin before I take a sip of my espresso martini.
Yeah, but
doesn't sound that good.
So, and also like they're really overdoing the protein drink description. It's got 10 grams of protein.
That's a good point.
So you think it's more of
literally like 1/3 of the little like cartons that I have.
It's more of a gimmick.
Well,
also,
yes, exactly right, which is partly why I now hate it.
Well, you bring up a good point, Wheels. I think if you're looking for protein, you have way better options at Buffalo Wild Wings.
It's
than
going
the
to be
espresso
place.
protein.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be right there in what you're eating, people.
Start your day with an edge.
Total Information AM.
It's like breakfast for your brain. I wake up, I turn on the news.
I gotta listen 3 or 4 times every day.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
I like to wake up with the news.
Total Information AM.
It's where I get my news.
Traffic conditions and potential weather that's coming.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9.
I like to turn it on and just get caught up.
Where I get my news. The news, weather, and traffic.
On the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate. Evans is a proven fighter and the only candidate for U.S. Senate with guts and know-how to get the job done. As an attorney, she took on China and corporate criminals. Jeannie Evans won billions for working families. As senator, Evans will fight and win for you. She'll work to cut taxes and lower the cost of living. Evans believes that keeping Illinois safe will take more than just wishful thinking. It takes courage, and Jeannie Evans has the record to prove it. Evans will always be tough on crime. She'll hold China accountable for trafficking fentanyl and stealing our personal data. Jeannie Evans puts America first. A proven fighter. Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate.
I'm Jeannie Evans, Republican candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jeannie for Illinois.
Attention St. Louis sports enthusiasts. On March 24th, the Blues and Cardinals join forces for a night of STL sports fandom. It's Cardinals Night. Immerse yourself in the ultimate celebration of our city's passion for sports when the Blues take on the Washington Capitals and Enterprise Center. Theme night buyers will take home an exclusive Blues and Cardinals co-branded quarters in, perfect for showing your support for both teams. Get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com/promotions.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
We will be shutting the rain and thunderstorms down as we get in and through the afternoon, but it's windy from the northwest, so our temperatures have already started to drop, and I think we're down around 48 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight. Cloudy, windy, and cold tonight. It's a bundle-up evening and a bundle-up overnight. 33, but feels colder in that wind, especially this evening. On Thursday, sunny and chilly, 56. Friday, partly sunny, 63 degrees. Looks quiet on Saturday. Rain and thunderstorms return on Sunday, and much colder air rocketing in here late Sunday into Sunday night. I'm going with a low of 22 degrees Sunday night into Monday morning. Could be some wet snow involved in that, depending on how much moisture is left over. Monday, a high of only 36. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
Tell you guys about the Goldman team, and here's what I'm going to say today. It is a big deal. It's a very big deal when you are buying and or selling a house. And a 10% difference or a 20% difference can be tens of thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds if you're looking at very expensive homes. With most realtors, you get them. With the Goldman team, it is truly a team. You're talking about dozens and dozens of people, a finely tuned machine that works really hard, 7 days a week, 365. When Nick used to work for him, he talked about how the guys would be on vacation with their families and still, working through the day. They're great at communication. They're great at just knowing everything. They're going to know stuff that the opposition doesn't know, and they're great negotiators. So if you want to sell your home for the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of BS on your part, check out the Gelman team. Go to thegelmanteam.com, front page, put in your address. We'll tell you what we think your house is worth right now. If you're interested, call 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply.
Here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Lederman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Lederman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Lederman Law Firm at ledermanlaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
All right, it's Wednesday on DGS. Rachel, Andrew, Kevin hanging out. Dave is still on vacation. He'll be back on Monday. He'll be back before that, but he'll be back with us on Monday. Just having a good old time down there.
Having so much fun without us.
That's okay. No, look, I don't begrudge it, man. We all need to go. Like, I'm happy for you when you get to take your trips to Japan. Andrew, I was happy for you when you got to go out to LA and do all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's fun.
Fun.
You're a little jealous because you always like, I wish I could do that. But then none of us can do everything.
That's true.
Like, I can't go to LA and then Japan and also go to Jupiter with Dave. And like, you got to take your little victories when you get them. And we all have our little victories.
You just had a vacation in North Carolina.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Yeah, that was a Thursday night flight after working all day. And then Friday loading the moving truck all day. Saturday driving the moving truck for 13 and a half hours. Sunday unloading the moving truck.
Was there
Monday
anything
flying back? Yeah, that was great.
Now you have no sense of whimsy or play, so perhaps I'm asking the wrong person. Was there anything enjoyable about the 13-hour drive?
The drive?
Like just driving through a lot of nice stuff, mountains, West Virginia. That's in my opinion, it's a very beautiful part of the country.
Yeah, I'll say this: there were some pretty cool things to like when you're driving through the mountains. There's some pretty cool stuff, and I'm forgetting the name of it, but there's one stretch. I believe it's in Virginia when you first come out of North Carolina,
Route 66.
where there's a really cool mountain peak. Like it's right in front of you, and you see it in the distance, and then you kind of come up on it, and you go. It was pretty cool. There was some nice scenery.
There's some good stuff to look at.
And then you hit Ohio, and there's nothing after that.
Yeah,
Ohio, Indiana. Illinois, just flat fields.
Having to go across the total entirety of Ohio and Indiana. That's a good point.
And through Illinois, and it's like that whole stretch. You got all of if you've driven that, it's the most boring thing. It's just fields and then wind farms and then truck stops. And I like the truck stops, by the way. I'm a huge truck stops fan. Are you guys truck stop fans?
Yeah, I think
like the big
cool.
ones, whether it's Buc-ee's, Wally's, Love's, Pilot. I love those places. They're the best.
There was one out in like Pontoon Beach area that had a Denny's.
Yeah, the Flying J by Belleville.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
all of them have
nice.
Restaurants attached now. Usually it's a McDonald's or an Arby's or whatever, which
Take
is
a little
nice.
shower.
Yeah, I don't do that, but
you'll if you DoorDash in that area, you'll DoorDash to a lot of truckers, and that's always fun.
I bet.
It's fun to drive back and see like the little area where all the truckers are parked, and then they'll like give you clues to help you navigate to where their car is.
Fun.
We're just past the third.
Yeah, like just past the
gas
third thing.
pump
I've got
over here.
I've got a blue hood.
Yeah.
It's fun. I don't know. I like it. And they're always really nice and they tip well also for what it's worth.
So there is some scenic driving there for sure. But see, unfortunately, some of the stuff that would be scenic is a little bit more hectic when you're driving a moving truck.
Yeah.
Like if I was in a
see that.
normal car, it would have been a lot more like, oh, this is
but
pretty
you're
cool.
like, I got to keep this big
But now
stupid
I'm
thing
like,
on the road.
I got to stay in my lane and it's windy. And all right, well, now we're going down a mountain instead of going up a mountain. It is a pain. But there were a couple of parts that were pretty cool to look at.
Nice.
Want to do Razor's Edge?
Yeah. Wheels, I wanted to warn you.
Uh-oh.
Because I know you love your pranks.
I do.
Have you seen this prank that resulted in a teacher's death?
It's such a horrible story.
It's awful. So the widow of a Georgia teacher who was fatally run over by a student during a prank at his home is now asking prosecutors to back off of the students who killed her husband. So there were 5 teenagers who went to the teacher's house just before midnight to TP his house. And according to the wife of the man who lost his life, he was like in on the joke and he went outside to surprise them and pranked them back. But he ended up slipping on the wet ground. I guess he was running around trying to get around them and scare them. He fell into the street as the students got into their vehicles and struck and killed him. So they did try to provide life-saving measures on the scene. They weren't running from the situation. They obviously did not mean to hurt their teacher. It was, from all accounts, like a lighthearted, great relationship between the teacher and the students. It went too far and it was a terrible tragedy. Well, now the student who ran him over is charged with first-degree vehicular homicide, reckless driving, criminal trespass, and littering. And then the 4 other teens who were with him, they just face misdemeanor trespass and littering counts. But yeah, the wife teaches at this same high school that they all go to and where her husband taught. And she's like, guys, we got to drop these charges. It's a terrible tragedy, but let's not also ruin the lives of these students. This kid could face up to 15 years in prison if he's convicted as charged.
So why would we play hardball on that?
That is such a good question.
When the person most impacted is flat out saying, look, it was just an accident. Like it was literally, I mean, it's horrible. It's terrible, but it wasn't like they did anything intentionally that was harmful. I mean, you're TPing someone's house. It's not like you set the porch, you set a bag of, dog crap on fire and the house burned down. That would be a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's an innocent thing where in playing around with the prank, because he knew it was coming, the teacher ends up just slipping and falling. I don't get why you would ruin someone's life over that.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why the state of New York would be throwing the book at maybe that's the wrong term, but going so hard on these charges. Excuse me, the state of Georgia. What am I talking about? It does feel very, very strange, especially to have these statements from the widow who's saying I really don't want to see this happen. I mean, she must be, first of all, props to her because she's going through so much grief, but she has the emotional intelligence to look at the situation and still sort out what's really going on and have compassion for these kids.
Yeah.
But then I feel so bad for her that she even has to do that because it's not only does she have the stress of losing her husband, she now has the stress of worrying about these kids and particularly this one child, Jordan Ryden Wallace, who is the one who's charged with the vehicular homicide. Now she has to worry about 15 years of this kid's life being absolutely ruined and then beyond that when he gets out. It's just awful. It's just awful.
Yeah, and now the kid's family is talking about how much the kid loved that teacher, and they had a good bond and all this stuff. It's like, I understand that you want to teach lessons in life. I think in this case, it's very clear that a lesson is being learned.
Right.
I mean, and when the people that were directly involved with it, the family of the victim, the kids themselves, when everybody's saying the same thing about an accident, isn't it okay at some point to say it was an accident?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are accidental deaths quite a bit. It doesn't mean that somebody has to go to jail for it. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but it feels like, I mean, if the family is saying, please don't do this, then why would you do it?
So it looks like the DA in charge of the case is saying that he's going to look into the comments from the widow. and, take that into account. I cannot find any answers as far as why they are going so hard in the first place.
I mean, what if the family said, throw the book? What if the family said, get them, lock them up?
I still don't think it would be worth it, but at the very least, I would understand doing it. Now, maybe this is just procedural. Maybe this is just, hey, we're in this process. You get arrested. We have to press charges. These are the actions that we are charging, and these are the charges that go along with those actions, and we will then continue to have a dialogue to talk about whether or not we're going to pursue this all the way. I mean, it could be just that simple.
Yeah.
But I hope they listen to the parent. But Andrew, you actually ask that's a really good question. What if it was the opposite? What if the wife was like, charge everything? I think I'm not sure that should be fully an influence, but I sure think a prosecutor should take those things into account. Like if you're a victim and you're like, no, we need to press charges. I mean, I think you probably should listen to that.
Well, and I think she would honestly have every right to feel that way because her husband is dead.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why it is so impressive that she's able to kind of sort out the difficulties with all of the emotions surrounding this and have enough compassion to be like, ultimately it's not worth it to me to see these kids. These kids are going to live with the guilt of this for the rest of their life. Maybe we could alleviate some of the actual legal troubles here. And not have to put them through that additional stress.
Yeah. Apparently, the more I've read about this too, apparently this pranking teachers thing is a tradition at this high school.
Yeah, and they had been asked to stop doing it.
If I'm a parent of one of these kids, though, you can damn well bet that I wouldn't rest if I know that these things have been going on for years and nobody else has been charged. And the school's not frowning on it or telling people not to do it.
Well, the school had said, like, guys, this is going too far. Please don't do this year. And the kids went out and did it anyway. Obviously, the teacher himself didn't have a huge problem with it. He was out there laughing and playing around.
He seemed to be all about it.
Yeah, I mean, I would maybe go far as to say like he enjoyed it. He was... I hate to say like, he was happy for it, but I think in the moment he was having fun. It just resulted in a horrible tragedy.
Yeah.
So, best wishes to their family and to the families of these kids. It's just very unfortunate all around.
Yeah. Dave Hines on the stream asked an interesting question. He said, why do prosecutors bring charges like that? He said, perhaps we could go back to the primary election discussion. They want to send messages to the voters. I would certainly hope a prosecutor wouldn't do this because it's an election year or something along those. And again, I don't know.
We're tough on crime.
Yeah, I'm not. There's no evidence to my knowledge that that's what's going on here. I'm just saying I hope that wouldn't be a motivator when you're talking about someone's life, especially when the people that are the victims in this are saying don't do this.
Yeah. Let's cleanse the palate a little bit
please.
here. I've got a more lighthearted subject. We all know Newt Gingrich.
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
Pillar of morality.
Mr. Newt himself.
His wife, her name is Callista Gingrich, and she likes to post photos of she and Newt to the internet.
She posts newts. She posts nude photos. Yeah. Sorry.
It took me a while to get what he was saying.
She gets text messages from people saying, got newts?
Yeah. Send nudes.
Send nudes.
Well, Callista has this habit of really photoshopping and face tuning her own face.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
And
I
mean, she's making herself, she's getting rid of every flaw and she's looking fabulous. But Newt, who's standing right next to her, she just leaves him hanging. Like he just looks like Newt Gingrich. So people have picked up on this. I have seen this online for many months now. People pointing this out, like, she really photoshopped herself and she just left Newt hanging there. Well, it has become such a topic of discussion that the New York Post actually wrote an article about it. It's just kind of funny that she does this over and over again.
I mean, I'm looking at this picture, one of them anyway. She looks like a mannequin.
Well,
it doesn't even look real. It looks ridiculous.
Yeah, she looks like a fake photo of a ghost that you see on the internet.
Yeah, she completely airbrushes any perceived flaw off of her face. And then she's kind of left not looking like a real person anymore. But then there's Newt that just looking like Newt. So There's a good chance that she gets wind of the fact that we're all noticing this. And I'm excited to see the next photo that goes up. I think she's going to keep photoshopping herself. And now Newt is going to get yassified a little bit.
Can I just tell you,
picture.
Newt deserves every pile of poop thrown his direction because he met this lady while he was still married to his second wife,
who was dying of cancer.
So, yeah, don't fix his pictures up.
You can feel the Clydesdales circling the field. Hear the stands come alive. Smell the hot dogs, the popcorn, and cold beer in the air. See the crowd rise as the first pitch hits the glove. And just like that, a new season begins. The countdown is on until opening day, and tickets start at just $49. Don't miss St. Louis's favorite holiday. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/opening day.
This season, step up to the ultimate game day experience with Cardinals all-inclusive tickets. Enjoy a full buffet, complimentary bar, and unbeatable views inside Busch Stadium. It's great food with great company for every pitch, hit, and home run. Choose your experience in the Budweiser 703 Club, UMB Champions Club, Proficient Red Jacket Club, and more. See the game like a VIP with all-inclusive tickets. On sale now at cardinals.com/tickets.
St. Louis's unofficial holiday is almost here. It's Cardinals opening day, Thursday, March 26th. And KMOX's Cakes and Eggs, presented by Budweiser, is back. This year with a new twist. You don't need a ticket to enjoy KMOX's live broadcast at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, featuring Cardinals alumni, front office personnel, special guests, and so much more. First come, first served. Doors open at 9 a.m. Celebrate this hometown holiday with Dirt Cheap and Budweiser. For more details, KMOX.com/events.
For residential and commercial heating repair, service, maintenance, or installation, contact Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. With over 50 years of HVAC service, get in your comfort zone this winter. Visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Get it? With the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. You don't hear fast talking disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Story Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Story Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit lance.drurylaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
For 100 years, KMOX has been a part of St. Louis. Now, those moments live on, preserved, remastered, and ready to be heard again. Discover KMOX from the Archives, a podcast featuring classic audio from a century of service.
Sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original.
The KMOX from the Archives podcast, available now at KMOX100.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, it's DGS here on a Wednesday. Dave's still on vacation. Back on Monday. Rachel, Andrew, and Kevin hanging out. And obviously, we'll have Janelle later on talking movies and entertainment. Dave Murray will join us. We're going to have Matt Pauley at 4 o'clock. We'll talk a bit about what's going on with the Cards. They're playing right now, by the way, against the Washington Nationals. It's 1-1 in the top of the 7th inning as we speak. Dustin May started today, a little bit bumpier as far as command, but the stuff was good. So that's the kind of stuff that really is important at this stage for him. I mean, other guys' performance probably matters a little bit more. But we'll talk baseball with Matt Pauley coming up at 4 o'clock, and then he and I will have Redbird Rush Hour from 5 until 6 as well. And a reminder, tomorrow we start late.
Oh, yeah.
We start late tomorrow. So at this time tomorrow, you'll be hearing Cardinals baseball. So we've got the game, I believe it's a 12:05. Yeah, it's a 12:05 Mets and Cardinals. So whenever that game ends, we'll be on. It's not the typical in-season version, so it's not a long post game. Probably be a 10-minute, 15-minute post game. So not long after the game ends, we'll get on here. Probably, if I had to guess, it'd be around 3:15-ish.
Okay.
Unless it's a long game, and sometimes spring games can be a little long, just the way they roll. But for example, today's been super quick. They're not even 2 hours in; they're already in the 7th inning. So. We could be on before 3 o'clock. Just depends on the game.
Hey, Wheels, can you quickly explain what was going on with the manager of Team USA in the World Baseball Classic and how he messed this up?
Okay, so if you're following the World Baseball Classic, Team USA played Italy last night and lost. They got beat 8-6. And before the game, the manager of the team, Mark DeRosa, said that they had already clinched their advancement to the quarterfinals when in fact they had not. So now there's this big buzz like, well, did the players know that they needed to win that game? Did your decisions on lineups and your pitching changes, were they impacted by you thinking that you were already good? Because they're not. So now they're 3-1, right? Because Italy beat the US, Italy's 3-0 and Mexico is 2-1. So Mexico and Italy play tonight. If Italy wins, the US is golden. They're the number 2 team out of their pool, and they advance to the quarterfinals. All good. It just means they'll have a tougher first-round opponent in the quarterfinals if they go there. But they'd be fine. If Mexico wins, then it's going to come down to tiebreakers. So if Mexico wins, we need Mexico to score 5 runs or more, or the U.S. does not advance.
Okay. So
this super team of all-stars is sitting here rooting for either Italy to win or Mexico to win by scoring 5 more. This is you guys, this is every weekend for me in youth baseball. This is exactly how every youth tournament is. You're always worried about tiebreakers because you'll have 12 teams in a pool and 4 of you are tied and you didn't all play each other and you got these tiebreakers. Clearly, the manager of Team USA had no idea about any of this. And now he's saying he did know. But before the game yesterday, he was on MLB Network saying, yep, we already punched our ticket to the quarterfinals. We still want to win the game, but we punched our ticket. And it turns out, no, that wasn't true. Nobody on the broadcast checked him on it because apparently nobody knew. So there's still kind of this, did the players know or did they think they had already clinched? And then here's the other kicker is that after they beat Mexico on Monday night, they hung around and partied until 1 a.m, hung out together at the clubhouse, but I don't know if they were drinking beer or not. I have no idea. But they stayed out late together celebrating, apparently thinking that had clinched their advancement to the next round. So yesterday, Mark DeRosa said early in the day, he's telling the story of that and how they stayed after and they bonded and all this. He's like, yeah, some of the guys are dragging a little bit today.
Why would you admit that?
And well, because he's telling it like it's a good story. Like, we all bonded, we hung out, just like I used to when I was a player back in the day. And then later in the day, it's like, yep, we clinched. And then after the game, it's like, oh, I misspoke.
No, you didn't. You just didn't know.
So now this glamorous all-star team of players has to hope for the right outcome tonight between Italy and Mexico to even have a chance at advancing.
Many times, a person hires a law firm after an injury without doing research. It can be a big mistake or not. Sometimes, after you have hired a certain lawyer, you realize you made a certain mistake. But guess what? Just because you hired them doesn't mean you can't fire them. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you think you've hired the wrong firm, you may have. So do this. Google Morgan & Morgan results or visit forthepeople.com for cases just like yours. You may find that our full-service injury firm should have been your choice in the first place. Last year, almost 12,000 people discharged their law firm and hired us after further research. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com today and let's get started. Or call Pound Law on your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
A night of live rock you gotta see. Foghat and Nazareth. With special guests, the Babies. Saturday, May 2nd at the Family Arena. Foghat, Nazareth. Get tickets now at the Carroll House Furniture box office or Ticketmaster. Don't miss Nazareth and Foghat live. Sawyer Brown.
Some girls don't like boys like me. Oh, but some girls do.
And Lone Star.
Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm a
Live this Saturday night at 7, the Family Arena. Get tickets now at the Carroll House Furniture box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. Don't miss Sawyer Brown and Lone Star together live.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
All right, listen up. FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every single day through March 15th. This is a really great deal. You're going to want to take advantage because from now until that final 68 is revealed, you're getting daily profit boosts for a chance at a bigger winning on your college basketball bets if they hit. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single day. Build a same game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout, or you can try live betting and you can jump in after tip-off has already happened. Best of all, with FanDuel, you're going to get paid instantly when you win. Go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, it's 47 degrees, but it feels like 33 downtown at the Arch. No injuries reported following last night's storms in the Metro East. An EF1 tornado is confirmed in Morrow, Illinois. That's in Madison County.
Parts of rural St. Clair County, Marissa, Lensburg, and St. Labori have extensive damage. KMOX talk with Herb Simmons, the Emergency Management Director.
You know, we've been following this storm. Our last update we had with the National Weather Service was yesterday at 1 o'clock because, you know, they do a good job of working with the EMA departments and keeping us informed of these potential storms. And so we've been watching this system come in. Like I said, it just barely speeded our county, just clipped the southern part of it.
Simmons says the warning sirens function properly. That system is about a couple of years old, but Simmons cautions people those sirens are meant as outdoor warnings, not inside. He recommends having a backup plan, such as a weather radio or several apps that are available for mobile phones. Maria Kina, KMOX News.
The St. Louis City Budget Director Paul Payne says the state-appointed Board of Police Commissioners using placeholders to ask for millions more in their budget shows it hasn't been fully thought out. The placeholder is $25 million to make needed repairs to the buildings the department will soon assume control of. Board President Chris Saraceno told reporters that the department has spent a little more than half of the money they've already got on facility maintenance.
Facility maintenance this year, $5.5 million. And of that, I think facilities has spent $3.2.
Payne says the city's Board of Public Service handles major renovations and cannot get to all of the many projects citywide. President Trump says the war against Iran will end soon. Linda Kenyon has the latest from the White House.
In a brief interview with Axios, President Trump said, quote, "There's practically nothing left to target in Iran." The president also said, quote, "Little this and that. Anytime I want it to end, it will end." The president also confirmed U.S. strikes yesterday destroyed 16 Iranian mine-laying boats, which were trying to position mines in the Strait of Hormuz.
The State Department says fewer Americans are seeking assistance to leave the Middle East. Correspondent Cammie McCormick.
A statement says charter flights have been leaving the region with empty seats, and with commercial flights becoming more available, the State Department is scaling down the number of seats available on its flights as demand has dropped significantly. Over 43,000 Americans have returned from the Middle East since the fighting began, using a variety of means.
From the business desk, a St. Louis real estate advisor says the supply of homes in the region is still tight, even though sales finally increased in February.
To give you a reference point, 2020 and 21, over 7.5 million homes sold in the United States. Last year, 4 million homes sold in the United States.
Mark Gelman says the St. Louis market is based off of inventory, which is tight due to owners choosing to hold on to their homes instead of selling them. The Dow from Stifel is down 396 points to 47,310. We've got a stall 55 north at Route M on the right shoulder. Some road work on 70 west at 79 in the left lane.
We will be shutting the rain and thunderstorms down as we get in and through the afternoon, but it's windy from the northwest, so our temperatures have already started to drop, and I think we're down around 48 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight. Cloudy, windy, and cold tonight. It's a bundle-up evening and a bundle-up overnight. 33, but feels colder in that wind, especially this evening. On Thursday, sunny and chilly, 56. Friday, partly sunny, 63 degrees. Looks quiet on Saturday. Rain and thunderstorms return on Sunday, and much colder air rocketing in here late Sunday into Sunday night. I'm going with a low of 22 degrees Sunday night into Monday morning. Could be some wet snow involved in that, depending on how much moisture is left over. Monday, a high of only 36. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by SNL Coins. We've got 47, feels like 33 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, it's 2:05 on DGS. Dave will be back on Monday, still on his guys' trip to Jupiter. And, boy, those guys are going to have a blast. So I think the plan was, if I at last check, or if my memory's right, like the plan would be to be at the game today, the Cardinals game today, which is going on. Although it's not at Roger Dean Stadium. It's right down the road in Palm Beach. And then the boys, at the very least, I don't know if they did that one or not. I thought that was the plan. But then tonight, they'll be down in Miami going to see the World Baseball Classic game between Venezuela and the Dominican Republic. And you guys, that's going to be like Carnival.
Yeah.
That's going to be like Mardi Gras. That place inside that stadium is going to be amazing. I can't wait to hear the stories about that. And, of course, on Monday, we'll get all the stories from Dave from the Florida trip and how the golf went and all that stuff.
How attended is that game?
Oh, wait, there will not be an empty seat.
Really?
I can't imagine. It was packed last year.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, first of all, it's an important game because obviously the Dominican's one of the best teams. So even if you're not a fan of either of those teams, the Dominican sells tickets because it's an all-star. It's like the U.S. team. It's just an all-star team. It's loaded. But then you have those two teams, those two countries have huge fan bases and population presences in Miami. So, yeah, it'll be phenomenal. I I can't say for sure that there's not a ticket available, but I know that when Dave and the guys were looking at it, the cheapest seats I could find online were like $300.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'd pay it for that. It would be worth it. It's pretty awesome to be in that atmosphere. Just a reminder, as I think I mentioned this about 15 minutes ago, but just a reminder if you're just tuning in, tomorrow we'll get a little bit of a late start with the Cardinals taking on the Mets. We'll have that game here on KMOX tomorrow afternoon starting at 12:05. We'll come on after that. Right now they're 1-1 against the Nationals in the bottom of the 8th inning. Not that the score matters all that much, but we will talk about what matters with Matt Pauley at 4 o'clock. We'll hit it on Redbird Rush Hour in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll talk movies and who knows, maybe a little sports. Janelle jumped in on the stream and wanted to talk about the World Baseball Classic, so maybe that'll come back up again. And then Dave Murray, we'll talk weather. And we'll talk about hamsters. Well, hamster-sized snowflakes. I've never heard that before Dave said it.
It's a Dave Murray trademark.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Mhm.
he said this even like in the winter. I just didn't hear it.
He says it literally all of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like one of his catchphrases.
Yeah.
He has a graphic of hamster-sized snowflakes that he posts to Facebook.
Just playing around. Like if you could see a literal snowflake the size of a hamster, that'd be pretty badass.
Be awesome.
Wouldn't it be? That'd be pretty amazing. Of course, we would
Be
call
like a snowball.
We would call that. Yeah, we would call that a snowball. It would be a snowball or what do you call it? Hail.
A hamster.
No, yeah, it could be. Yeah, I would hope hamsters are not falling from the sky. That would be pretty bad. Let's do some food stuff.
Okay.
Because normally we're talking about like cool fast food news and good food things. I want to talk about 60s and 70s recipes and the weird ass stuff that boomers were making for dinner parties and all this stuff.
Yum.
Because and Andrew and I went through some of these in the office earlier, just kind of like, oh my God. And these are real things with real recipes that people used to serve at like dinner parties and things along those lines. Are you aware of these things, Rach, Andrew? I mean, Andrew, you are a little bit because we went through it. Were you guys aware of this phenomenon?
Yeah,
Not really.
I've heard of like the different casseroles and stuff, and they seem pretty nasty.
I don't know what I don't understand. There's so many of them. I just where did that come from? Who had the idea of putting gelatin in everything? Everything is gelatin based. Everything has Jello or some version of it. And I guess it's because it was new, maybe because it was kind of
it makes you wonder what it is that is trendy now that we're eating now that in 40 years people will be like, why were they putting protein in the espresso martini? That is so gross. Like, yeah, it makes you wonder.
Would you eat a dish that's called bologna biscuits with vegetables?
No.
Andrew?
Well, probably. What's on it?
It's hard to tell. This one doesn't have, it's got vegetables in it. There are little biscuits in there, and I guess it's just bologna chopped up in that.
No.
Oh, well then no, that's bad.
I don't like bologna at all.
It's not
really.
It's not great.
Not even just like bologna and cheese on white bread with mayo or whatever.
No, thank you.
This one is from the Betty Crocker recipe card library. This is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard before. It's called Men's Favorites in the recipe part of the book. And these are called man-pleasing appetizers. And the one pictured is literally chicken livers with a side of steaming beef broth and a celery stick in the beef broth.
That doesn't sound too bad, actually.
Oh my God, it sounds like the worst thing ever. I got the shivers when I heard chicken livers. I'm like, So those were men's favorites back in the day. At least according to Betty Crocker's cookbook. Does that sound appealing? Andrew, you reacted like I did.
Well, like I mean, liver's not for me.
No, I'm with you,
Some
man.
people like liver. My
Rach,
wife
you okay
likes
with
liver
liver?
very much.
I'll have a bite.
So you'll try it.
I'll try it. I
Okay.
don't know how much liver. I mean, I feel like I can taste liver right now, but I'm also unable to think of like a specific instance.
Even the smell is just.
Go to Sleep says, as a preacher's kid, I had to go to a lot of church dinners, and it was always a nasty casserole. Yeah.
They were big on the casseroles, man.
I gotta say, dude, my church had some amazing potlucks.
Yeah?
Some of the dishes people were bringing in were like, yum,
You're just lucky
yum.
you weren't in the 60s and 70s.
And sometimes we would do like Sunday school, then church. Then we would have a potluck, and then you would stay for evening church, but early. So it was just like a
I gotcha.
long day.
Yeah.
There were people who would come and just eat the meal and leave.
Okay.
Because it was
Is
a
that
good
good,
meal.
huh?
It was
Is that
just like
good?
old people who heard about it, and they'd be like,
okay.
I'd like to try those deviled eggs sometimes.
All right, how about this one, you guys? Would you eat the tuna and mackerel picnic loaf? So it's the tuna and mackerel. So what this is canned tuna, canned mackerel, peas, corn, mayonnaise, mystery spices, and gelatin, all baked inside a hollowed out loaf of bread.
This is what you call wet food for cats.
It looks like cat food. You're so right.
I'm sorry, what were the two main ingredients again? Mackerel
and tuna.
I mean,
So canned fish. I think tuna's fine
mackerel's fine too.
in the can. I've never had it.
Sure.
Okay, but mixed with mayo
gelatin is
and
grossing
veggies
me
and
out.
gelatin and baked inside bread.
I would try it.
You would. You're brave, man.
Yeah.
I give you credit. I wouldn't even go near that. If I saw that, I would run screaming. I would run screaming.
Avoid most loaf-based foods.
How about this? Would you guys like crusty salmon shortcakes
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
before you even know what it is?
Yeah, it sounds like a crab cake with salmon.
So here you go. This is biscuits topped with salmon chunks.
Yep.
All right.
Drowned in pink sauce. I don't know what makes the pink sauce is. I guess it's mayo, ketchup, and mystery seasoning. Drowned in pink sauce, stabbed with olives.
Yum. All right.
Yeah, take out the olives. I like it.
Maybe take out the pink sauce. Like maybe let me have that
Have it
on
the
the
side? Yeah,
Let
maybe
me
don't
control
drown it.
the sauce. Yeah.
Maybe don't drown it. I mean, it's just kind of a version of Big Mac sauce, right? I mean, a similar thing. It's
But
not
I like
exactly, but
salmon.
it's
I
pretty
like
good.
biscuits. I like olives. There you go.
How about ham and bananas hollandaise?
Yep.
These are bananas wrapped in ham, baked in hollandaise sauce.
Dave just sent us a picture
Yeah.
of him in South Beach, and it looks like Michael Kelly is drinking an espresso martini.
It does.
No.
Yes.
No.
I think that's exactly what it is. Look, there's coffee beans in it.
Oh, you're right.
That's so
let's ask.
funny.
Yeah.
And it looks like Dave's having himself a little mojito.
Mm.
Yummy.
And a big bottle of ketchup.
Man,
that's
this is so
Dave's
fun.
Dave's mojito's got a little flower in it. It's got you can
Yeah.
see the mint leaves and the lime, so it's definitely a mojito, but it's got a little like purple flower. Look at these guys.
I'm so happy
I mean,
for
look at
Dave.
these guys.
Me too.
He's
They
having
look
a
like
one-
they are having the greatest of times.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Let's see if I can zoom in on the menu and see where they're eating. Nah, I can't read it. Looks good though.
McDonald's.
It is one of those espresso martinis, Rach.
I hope it has protein.
I say, does it have protein powder in it? Is it flavored with dry wing seasoning?
Kevin, they're eating at a trattoria.
Nice.
Do you know of all the trattorias down there?
No, I can't tell where they are on this one. There's a couple of them that are right there. This doesn't look like they're on A1A, which is what I know better in South Beach. Are they in South Beach?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I see that now. He said South Beach. I didn't see that part of the text.
I was also like, how did she know?
Yeah, I definitely don't know this place because it's not. It doesn't look like it's on the main strip, which is the only part I know of South
It's
Beach.
probably some special place that Michael Kelly knows
I'm sure Michael Kelly has all the secret places because he's got a place down there. He's always down there. He knows what he's doing.
Well, I'm glad Dave is having a wonderful time.
Holy moly. I'm looking on TV right now. It's a TMZ show, and they were showing how much money the Pentagon had spent on food
Yeah.
in September of 2025.
Yeah.
Did that save $15 million in prime in ribeyes?
Yes.
Yes.
And like 90 something million on like crab legs.
What?
Or no, I think it was over $1 billion on crab legs.
What? What?
So they had a large budget that they needed to spend or else they were going to lose that money. So they bought all of this fancy food. And then they also bought like $100,000 piano for someone in the military to keep in their home. They spent like $140,000. I feel it might have been 140.
Well, it's
$15 million on ribeye steaks.
It's $93 billion total. So I think
okay.
I think these numbers are larger than you're wanting to go smaller on the numbers, but it's actually quite larger. I think it was something like over $1 billion on crab legs.
It was 6.9 million on lobster tail. It says. I don't have it doesn't have the full listing. It's just kind of ticking off a couple things. How did I is this new? Like today?
Last night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally hadn't seen this before.
So
if that doesn't piss you off, I don't know what. I mean, we always hear this stuff like, oh, that's taxpayer money. This is literally your money, and they're buying $15 million of ribeyes just because they can.
now, what I can't figure out
They
is
blew $93 billion in a month on this stuff. Go ahead.
what I can't figure out is if it's going to the troops, if it's like we are spoiling the troops this month, then like that's fine with me.
I'd be cooler
I don't
with that.
care.
Yeah.
If you're trying to spend your budget and what have you. But that's not clear. I don't know if this is just for the higher ups. I can't find anything that details like exactly where it's going to. So when you see a number like $6.9 million on lobster tail, I mean, if that's giving a lobster tail to every member of the U.S. military, okay. But I don't know that that's the truth. I saw Meghan McCain on Twitter speculating with that's what it was being used for, but there is no confirmation there. And yeah, like I said, $98,000 on a grand piano for the chief of staff of the Air Force's home, $26,000 on a violin, $21,000 on a custom-made flute from a luxury Japanese brand. Again, who specifically is that $21,000 flute going to? And is that a good use of our budget?
What? We're so stupid. Their excuse is, well, if we don't spend it, then we won't get it next year. If you have extra, it means you don't need it. Right? Why are we always bitching about how much taxes we're paying, but then we see this and we're like, oh, that's fine. We're not going to change that. We're not going to do it. If you have to waste money at the end of the year just to meet your budget, you don't need that budget. You can reduce your budget by $93 billion if you need to do this nonsense at the end of the year just so you don't lose it.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? Because I feel like I'm crazy. And I know that's this phenomenon, I'm sure, has been going on forever, because they say, I guess in the story I'm reading, that it's like a tradition in the Pentagon where you wait till the end of every year to buy furniture, because then you use this leftover money to buy all the furniture you could possibly need. If you are running this kind of excess and you don't need it, and you're spending millions of dollars on ribeyes and crab legs and salmon and lobster tails, then you don't need that $93 billion. You can get by without it. We'll take a refund, thank you.
Tell you guys about Universal Windows Direct. I assume that you will believe me that they are a quality company. I don't expect you, just for the record, to assume that to the degree that you just go with them without getting another bid. All I ask is that you guys trust me enough that when I say Universal Windows Direct is worth getting a bid from, that you'll get a bid. That's all I ask. At that point, it's up to them to close the deal or lose the deal. So far, they've closed lots of deals with lots of DGS listeners for replacement windows. Right now, the deal is you buy 2 windows, you get 2 for free, no limit. The more you upgrade, the more you save. There are also no payments for 24 months, no payments, no interest, giving you 2 full years to enjoy the comfort before paying a dime, and $500 bonus off your home improvement project. Locally, you can call them at 314-334-2522 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com.
I'm Mark Solinger, producer and one of the hosts of the Moth Podcast.
For nearly 2 decades, The Moth has brought live storytelling to stages around the world and to millions of listeners. These are real people telling true stories from their lives. Stories about a lost family recipe, about working to free a wrongfully convicted man, about realizing you need to leave your May-December romance. Stories that will move you, surprise you, make you laugh. Stories you can't forget. Join us. Follow and listen to The Moth wherever you get your podcasts.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
The smartest way to spend your money is not to. Straight Talk offers free 5G phones for new and existing customers on Verizon's 5G network. So the refund money I don't spend on that free phone is the refund money I get to keep for my family. Smart.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry nonstop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppable Speeds to your wash for 24-hour nonstop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
NeoVitan began with one doctor's mission to help others feel their best. After years of caring for patients, Dr. Ken Ribicki, a St. Louis physician, created NeoVitan, a line of multivitamins designed with quality, safety, and everyday wellness in mind. Each formula is made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients to support real people living real lives. Discover the difference today with NeoVitan, available at Schnucks, Dierbergs, and neovitan.com. NeoVitan, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Zero Res. You know, they do such a great job. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes now. This month, buy one, get one room of carpet clean for free. Unlimited rooms of carpet. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and let them know that Dave sent you.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
All right, it's DGS on a Wednesday. Just to wrap up that last conversation, I think we all said it, but we'll say it again. If all of that food purchased was shipped out to bases overseas or even around the country, active duty service members, and they get to eat ribeyes and lobster and crab, perfect. We're all cool with that. They deserve it. No problem. But the food expenditures in there are headline grabbing because you're like, what? $15 million in ribeyes, right? It gets your attention. But all the food added up is not even the 0.4 in the $93.4 billion. So it's way more than that. And again, I state this for everybody that wants, and I'm in this group. We all want to pay lower taxes. We all want our money to be used more productively. I don't want my money spent like this because it's the end of the year and, well, we have it. And if we spend it and don't spend it now, we won't have it next year. Well, maybe you don't need it. Do we need $100,000 worth of footrests? Can't you just prop your feet up on anything? I mean, like, it's crazy. It's just nonsense. And we always complain about entitlements. This stuff is almost all unnecessary, at least in the moment. Now, maybe it's something that could be necessary at some point in time, but that's not why they're spending it. They're spending it now because if they don't, they'll lose it. But if you have to spend frivolously on pianos for individual people, on fancy ass flutes for an individual person. If you're doing it, that means you don't need it. Heck, as it turns out, maybe could have spent that money on munitions, considering what the situation is now. And this is why and again, this is not a new phenomenon. This is not about any particular administration. It's just another example of how we all lose track. And basically anything done by the Pentagon budget-wise is just accepted. It's okay. It's just the defense of our nation. And that's fine. We all want to be the safest, most powerful military. I do anyway. I like that comfort. I like knowing that nobody's coming here. Okay, we're all cool with that. But there's certainly very clear examples, and this is one of them, where we are spending too much. But it just gets blanketly accepted because it falls in the defense budget. I mean, pretty simple, right? We spend what we heck, if you told me that you're going to take that $93 billion and give every service member some kind of raise or bonus, boom, I'm in. Wouldn't complain a moment.
And also me. You can throw me on the end.
Yeah. I mean, like, if that was like, you know what? This is going to be an appreciation for all of our sailors and soldiers and pilots, our airmen, our sailors, everybody. They're going to get, y'all getting a bonus because we got money. It's probably not legal. But if that were the case, it would be totally cool with me. We need to do more for the people and less for the very small number of people that have fancy ass offices in Washington, D.C.
Your ride home just got a lot less of this and a lot more of this.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going, a swing and a high fly ball. Deep left field, and it's a gunner.
Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, Bernie Miklasz. 3 voices, 1 hour, all Cardinals. From roster battles in Jupiter to pennant races in St. Louis, the Redbird Rush Hour delivers. The Redbird Rush Hour, weeknights at 5 on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate. Evans is a proven fighter and the only candidate for U.S. Senate with guts and know-how to get the job done. As an attorney, she took on China and corporate criminals. Jeannie Evans won billions for working families. As senator, Evans will fight and win for you. She'll work to cut taxes and lower the cost of living. Evans believes that keeping Illinois safe will take more than just wishful thinking. It takes courage, and Jeannie Evans has the record to prove it. Evans will always be tough on crime. She'll hold China accountable for trafficking fentanyl and stealing our personal data. Jeannie Evans puts America first. A proven fighter. Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate.
I'm Jeannie Evans, Republican candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jeannie for Illinois.
Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. Dr. Jean Wang, a WashU medicine gastroenterologist at Siteman Cancer Center.
Our young onset colorectal cancer center focuses on the problems that younger patients might have. And we pay attention to things like fertility, support with trying to manage childcare and caring for older parents during that time. It's a great resource for these younger patients.
Visit siteman.wustl.edu.
Dave Murray's forecast is sponsored by the Woodlands of Arnold Senior Living.
We will be shutting the rain and thunderstorms down as we get in and through the afternoon, but it's windy from the northwest, so our temperatures have already started to drop, and I think we're down around 48 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight. Cloudy, windy, and cold tonight. It's a bundle-up evening and a bundle-up overnight. 33, but feels colder in that wind, especially this evening. On Thursday, sunny and chilly, 56. Friday, partly sunny, 63 degrees. Looks quiet on Saturday. Rain and thunderstorms return on Sunday, and much colder air rocketing in here late Sunday into Sunday night. I'm going with a low of 22 degrees Sunday night into Monday morning. Could be some wet snow involved in that, depending on how much moisture is left over. Monday, a high of only 36. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
The Woodlands of Arnold campus offers skilled rehab, a beautiful assisted living community, and a secure memory care to keep your loved ones safe. Check us out at rspseniorliving.com. That's rspseniorliving.com.
Tell you guys about my friend Charles D'Angelo. The other day on the show, we had two of Charles' clients on, Ben and Lisa. Lisa lost 175 pounds. Ben lost 300 pounds. Ben was 500 pounds. And they both reached out to Charles, and they just were so effusive with praise that it just worked. And he held their feet to the fire. And when they would hit slumps and plateaus, he would get them through it. And I mean, the proof's in the pudding, right? 175 pounds for Lisa, 300 pounds for Ben. Whether you have 100 pounds to lose or 50 or 20 like me, reach out to Charles D'Angelo. This could be, and I don't want to be schmaltzy, but this could really be the most important phone call you make, could really turn your life around. Go to charlesdangelo.com. That's charlesdangelo.com.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120. Visit Lance, DRURY law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Friday morning, it's men's Billikens basketball Atlantic 10 tournament play. Pre-game 10:15, tip at 10:30. Hear all the action here on your home for Billikens basketball, KMOX.
All right, it's DGS on a Wednesday. Reminder, tomorrow will be a bit of a late start. Cardinals baseball at 12:05 here on KMOX, so we will jump on when that ends. As an example, the Cardinals game today, I believe, just ended. So we would be coming on around now if the game is the same pace as today's game. Actually, yeah, I think it just ended. So, or it's about to at this point. It is, the game's over. So it was about 2.5 hours today. So we could be on right around this time tomorrow. Could be around 3, could be a little after. It just depends on the length of the game down in Jupiter. Andrew, you had a pretty dramatic statement on our show sheet today.
I did?
You did. Well, I think this is pretty dramatic. Yeah. Door dashing, revitalizing my will to live, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty dramatic.
Yeah, it's pretty much all I got going on.
What?
Yeah, it's like all I got going on at the moment.
You're here every day.
Other than this.
So you're enjoying it?
Yeah.
Like, what's the best part? I mean, obviously, getting paid is a good thing.
Money.
So let's take that. I mean, but outside of that, like, of course, I think that would obviously be the draw. But is there anything else that you love about it?
I mean, I like hanging out with my wife. That's fun.
I forgot you guys always do that as a tag team.
Yeah, because remember, I'm banned. I'm not allowed to.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, so you're the assistant.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm just the driver.
You're just the driver.
She has to do all the actual work.
Does it actually mean anything about that? Like, does it have to be Megan that picks up the food, delivers it, or does it not matter?
Not really.
Okay.
It's just her account on her phone.
I gotcha. So you guys can just fully share all of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think if she signed in on my phone, I think I could probably, because nobody really cares, right? Like when you order something, If the person who shows up doesn't look like the person on the little picture or whatever, you don't care. As long as they give you the food and the food's all right and everything, it's like this. Yeah, that's fine.
I would care.
Would you?
Yeah, there have been several times where it's like I think a woman is going to be delivering to me, and then it's a man, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, why did you lie? Like, it just makes me question. I'm not like, upset, but it's like, why is that?
Well, I'll
like
tell you,
that?
it's almost certainly not that the person is like lying or concealing their identity. It's just that woman in that picture is probably sitting in the car.
Sure.
While he's running the food up.
Rachel's like, I have my doubts.
Well, I have.
And I'm only saying that because that's the exact situation that I'm currently in.
I just, I'm a little annoyed. Well, okay, I don't have to use the service, right? So I'm clearly not that upset. But it used to be when someone was delivering to your home, like you could click on their profile and like see their picture and see their rating and stuff. And lately, it doesn't let me see a picture. It'll show the rating, but I can't like look any further. And it just kind of sucks because it's like, well, at one point I felt like there was a lot more transparency, and now it's like, hey, we're delivering your slop to your front door. Just shut up and deal with it. It's like, okay. Well, I mean, again, I don't have to use it, so that's fine. It just sucks for a service to become less transparent over time.
So
yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
It's probably a super dumb question because I've never DoorDashed anything. Do you know who's picking up? Like, do you choose who's picking up your food? Can you say, no, I don't want that person? No. Or you just, you place the order and it's out and then whoever takes it, takes it.
Correct.
Okay. Because I would feel like if it was one of the, if we were talking about on Uber, you can request a female driver.
Yeah.
If you did say, I want this person and it turns out someone else shows up at your door, I can see that being disconcerting.
But it's like not to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because there was one time we ordered, it was like a jet lag situation, and it's like 3:00 in the morning getting White Castle or whatever because you can't sleep, blah, blah, blah. And I always have my settings as like, just drop it off at the door, please. I don't need to meet you outside.
Right.
But we had ordered from my account, and it was a man delivering and would not stop pounding on the door at 3 a.m. to try to get the girl who ordered the food to come downstairs and get it. So like Kurt goes down there. He's like, yo, leave us alone. Like, what's going on?
Follow
like, that
instructions.
Was like, that was like extremely troubling. And I did report
What did the guy say to Kurt?
I think you're just like, oh, sorry. And just got out of there.
Like, yeah, that's nonsense.
Yeah, I
like
did
follow
report
the
that
instructions.
person.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
good.
This is probably hypocritical of me given what I've been saying. But like the other day when I was sick, my wife DoorDashed some cough drops. It's very sore throat. And I was like, hey, when this guy like drops this, it was fully at like 3:30 in the morning, couldn't sleep. And I was like, when this guy drops this stuff off, like, don't go get it. Like, let's just let it sit out there for a little while. Like, I do think it's a little odd to be out, DoorDashing at like 3:00 in the morning. And it's like, I don't want to see what that person's up to.
Man, as a former overnight worker, I feel insulted.
Yeah, that's fine.
Some of us are night owls, man. We're okay with being up at night to provide services for you.
Well, for me, it was just like,
I'm a creeper.
I have drop at door selected, and they're ignoring that.
No,
and I was like texting and saying, like, please leave it at the door. Like, please stop knocking on the door.
Yours is a fully valid complaint.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like, if your instruction is leave it outside the door, then just leave it outside the door.
Yeah.
Also, I have nothing against night owls, but I will say some of the absolute strangest people I've ever known in my entire life were overnight employees of radio stations.
Hey. I'm in that group. Of course, I may be what you're talking about. It's such an odd thing to me. Again, I don't know, but maybe I'm a control freak when it comes to most things. Like, I don't like my food, whatever delivery it would be, whatever thing I need. I don't like the fact that it's in someone else's hands and I don't have control over when it's going to get there, what its condition's going to be when I get there. We have done the thing where we've ordered groceries, Target or whatever, and then you pick it up at the store and they put it in your car. We've definitely done that. to save some time here and there when you're busy. But I don't like that either, because I don't like someone else picking the apples, because I want to get the good ones. I don't want to get the ones that are all bruised up and nasty.
Yeah, I think that's totally valid. It just becomes a thing I think for a lot of people, it's like, oh, I'll try this out. And then it's like, oh, that was easy. I could just do that again. And then it turns into a habit.
It is an interesting thing as a driver. You see a lot of people very unhappy with, maybe the condition of the food, or, this food's, cold or whatever. And it's like, well, that's what you're going to get
when you're 30 minutes away.
I'm picking something up that's 20 minutes away from you and driving it to you. Yeah, it's been wrapped up in this plastic bag for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like your French fries are soggy. Your bread is going to be like soggy on your barbecue pulled pork sandwich or whatever. Like it's covered in barbecue sauce. Like that's just going to be the nature of what it is. And, barbecue restaurants weren't built to be delivery to people, half an hour away from them. You know what I mean? Like this is food that is meant to be sat on a table in front of you at a restaurant and then eaten. So it's really interesting when people are like very unhappy about the condition of the food.
Yeah. So how often is it like similar when you get it? How often is it very similar to what it would get if you just sat in the restaurant and ate it?
I have no idea. I'm not eating the food.
I'm saying, you've never DoorDash? I've never done it, so I don't know.
I mean, I guess I've done it a few times. Usually I'll do it with like
gotta save this for Dave.
Usually that's a good question. Usually I'll do it with like cold food, like a cold sandwich from Panera Bread or whatever. Then I would say it's very similar, because it's just wrapping up a sandwich and throwing it in a bag or whatever. But with a lot of these, like, I'll deliver a lot of like, buttered, crab legs or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would never order that out.
Yeah, seems. I thought it was a little strange as well.
Yeah, that's too expensive and too delicate to have it like just out there sitting in a car for a half an hour or 20 minutes or even 15. Like that's one, like, if you're not making it at home, you probably want to just have that at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I feel like it's just turned into this thing that now that it's become a possibility, people are like, I think I will get the crab legs delivered to my front door. Whether or not that's a good idea.
I mean, again, if you have a way, because there are ways to kind of like, quote, revitalize food. Like if you know what you're doing and you can do that. There are certain things, but other things like bread, you're not doing anything with that if it's soggy, right? Because condensation's a thing. And when the food is hot and it's wrapped up, the condensation's going to do things. It's just another reason why I do bring stuff to my house, but I don't think I very rarely buy food and then drive it a half an hour.
Yeah.
I've done it to bring food here, and some of it turned out okay. But we had to, like, what was it? I know I did it once with Taco Bell. I don't think that one went very well.
Well, like
the chicken sandwiches I brought one time, those were perfectly fine.
The Costco hot dogs or whatever, they're going to be like cold, and the bread's going to be soggy from the humidity, and you just throw it in the microwave and you deal with it. But it's like, don't take it out on the driver, because it's got nothing to do with them.
Yeah. Joel says, I've done enough overnight jobs as well. Andrew's not wrong about the overnight crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a night owl too. I'm much more of a night person than a morning person. The only reason that I go to bed at a reasonable hour is that I have to be at work fairly early in the morning. But that's where you're going to see a lot more strange night owls than strange morning people.
Man, I just feel like I've been slandered.
Tell you guys about Mosby Building Arts. If you're planning a major renovation, you want to know how the experience actually feels. Here's a 5-star online review from a homeowner in Creve Coeur who completed a kitchen renovation with Mosby. Mosby consistently exceeded our expectations. Their white glove service is no exaggeration. They truly care for their clients as if they are family, creating a stress-free experience. Every individual we interacted with was professional, knowledgeable, and patient. If you're considering a renovation, I strongly encourage you, allow Mosby to show you how a project should be managed. Don't waste your time with subpar contractors who make empty promises. Mosby promised and delivered. So a stress-free renovation is powerful praise. If you want thoughtful design and carefully managed construction, Call Mosby.com and start the conversation. You won't regret 5-star remodeling experience. Again, that's callmosby.com.
Make your reservations now for the 2026 Women of Achievement Award Luncheon, presented by KMOX. The award luncheon takes place Tuesday, May 19th at the Ritz-Carlton, St. Louis, and celebrates 10 outstanding volunteers from across the St. Louis metropolitan region. Doors open at 11:15, and the luncheon runs until 1:30 p.m. Reservations are just $60 per person. Sign up and find more details now at KMOX.com/events.
I'm Debbie Monterey, and I see more clearly thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Make your appointment today at 314-966-5000 or online at yourEyeDoc.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
1 in 4 people surveyed by Bankrate.com say they're literally losing sleep because of worries that they may have not saved enough to retire. If you're ready to get serious about planning for your financial future, you could start by listening to the All Financial Hour with host Steve All of the All Financial Group.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different. If you want assistance, we can also help you at that point.
Saturday mornings at 10 or Sunday evenings at 6, right here on KMOX.
All right, it's DGS on a Wednesday. So Janelle's going to be in after the top of the hour news. We'll do movies, entertainment, maybe sports. We got some stuff. We always just kick stuff around with Janelle.
We got stuff.
Also known as Holy L on with her. That is her online nom de guerre. So you can wait for that. We have that coming up in a little bit. Dave Murray, of course, at 3:30. Matt Pauley at 4:00, and that'll lead into Redbird Rush Hour tonight. And one more reminder, tomorrow we will be starting a little bit late with the Cardinals game here on KMOX starting at 12:05. So I was thinking about this when I was walking back to the studio during the last top of the hour. I was talking with a couple of people in the hallway. It's weird to me that we experience time differently on different days. I don't know if I'm saying this the right way, but some days feel slow, other days feel fast. This week has felt weird, but maybe it's because we're out of our routine. I had to legitimately ask myself today when we started the show, is today Wednesday?
Mm-hmm. It's going by. This is a quick week.
It's going to feel quicker tomorrow. Yeah. With the late start time. We get our little bonus time off during baseball season with afternoon games. We don't complain about that. That's a good time. Not that we don't have fun doing this, but it feels like I don't know, you guys, if it feels like you're getting away with something.
Yeah.
You know that feel you cut a class. Although here I am saying when you cut a class, like I cut a class. I was a dork.
You never did.
In high school, I never missed anything. You couldn't in our high school.
Yeah,
You forget it. It was not happening.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did skip classes in college. Not very often because, got the GPA to maintain at least a little bit. At least till you're a senior, it matters. As long as the scholarship keeps getting renewed, I was going to be okay. That's all I cared about. But there are times when you're like, I'm not doing it. But very rarely, because at least in college, though, things are much more about all right, whatever. As long as you get the work done, we're not really going to bother you too much.
Yeah.
It's just that if you're not here enough, you're not going to know enough to do the thing, and then you won't pass the class, and that's going to cause problems. But I always thought when people did that, like my friends in high school who went to other high schools, they'd be like, "Yeah, we cut 6th and 7th period today." I'm like, how? I felt like we were in like a jail almost. Like you weren't going anywhere without people knowing you were gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you couldn't hide from it.
No, there was nowhere to go. Like you tried to walk out, you're walking out a door, somebody's seeing it, and whatever class you're supposed to be in, the teacher's going to know you're not there. And it's going to be immediately, where's Wheeler? Where's Andrew? Where's Rach? So in that way, I guess it was a good thing because I didn't really have that choice. So I was a forced dork.
Yeah, you probably would have been expelled at my school for skipping a class.
Oh, maybe not on first glance, but there would have been a punishment the very first time. We did, I don't know, did your guys' high schools do anything like detention, things like that?
Yeah, our detention, you had to clean the school.
That's what we had.
Really?
That's awful.
Yeah, ours was always physical labor. So if you got in trouble, it wasn't just detention sitting in a classroom. They actually called it, I don't know where it came from. They called them jugs. Maybe because you had to pull a thing from a jug back in the day. I have no idea. But it would be a job. You would have to help the maintenance clean something up. You'd have to help fix something. You would sweep, clean a floor. It was always manual labor, and it was always crappy. And it was a great incentive to not get in trouble.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that's probably not legal to do at a public
I don't know, but maybe not. Yeah,
Probably
maybe
not.
I guess maybe it falls under corporal punishment.
Yeah.
Like you're being forced into labor. You're probably right. For a public school, I'm guessing that would cross a line. I think it was a great thing for us though. I mean, kept most people in line, and you'd see your buddies like raking leaves outside. You're like, hey buddy, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good afternoon. Meanwhile, we're all leaving at 2:30 or whatever it is we got out of school. Whoever those things were usually 2 hours.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was a 2-hour after school, basically work release program. You would work and then you'd be released. And your parents hated it because then they had to change. Like if you would miss the bus, then somebody had to pick you up. And if you were somebody that was getting picked up at a normal time, well, then they had to change it and you had to go through. So you would actually get double punishment because then your parents would be pissed. There would be no hiding it from your parents because they know you're there. You're there for 2 hours doing this work because you screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Consequences are a good thing.
It's true.
Obviously, you got to follow the law. I mean, I'm not suggesting that public schools should be able to do anything that they want to do, but I do think that having real consequences for even small infractions is a good way to go.
Did you guys have like demerits or anything like that? Is that how you would get your detention, or did they just hand one out?
You did the thing. You got the punishment right then. All right, hey, show up at the office at 2:30, and we'll give you your work. And if you're not there, and it would always be, it wasn't always the same day, but it would be like the next day.
Mm-hmm.
It would never be like, okay, next week. It was always immediate. It was that day. And if you had, let's say, for example, I had baseball practice after school. Well, if I got the detention, no baseball practice, you got to go do this. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Barry said that we had detention 1 hour before school. That sounds awful.
We actually had them both. Like you could actually choose before or after school. Because again, some people who had afternoon practice in sports would be like, well, I got practice after, so I'll do the 6 a.m. one. Well, you think your parents are going to be thrilled about dropping you off at school at 6 a.m?
Right.
This is the point, is you're going to wear it one way or the other. Any way it goes. You're not getting away with anything. You're not just getting a note that goes home. It's going to be something that impacts you, and it does help you with your behavior. I can promise you that. Are we good? Are we at the right time?
We are at the right time.
I forgot what time you told me, but I think it's now.
It's right now.
Nice. Look at that. All right, let me tell you about Burn Balance Complex. It is absolutely the newest, most effective all-natural weight loss supplement out there. You can pick it up at supplement superstores. And if you're thinking, yeah, hey, buddy, you were just telling me about that other thing, 213 Complex, 2 weeks ago. You're right, I was. But this is how supplement superstores operates. They're always looking for the next best thing, because when the next best thing is available to them, they're going to go get the best thing. They're going to bring you the best thing. That's how this works. And what the Burn Balance Complex is simple in concept. It does a lot of different things, but it's a complete metabolism system, right? You're not just going to supplement superstores and buying a fat burner. It's way more than that. And it's a great natural weight loss option for people who don't want to go the prescription route, don't want to get the injections. You want to just do this with a simple supplement that you take. And there's so many great benefits. I haven't been with the Burn Balance Complex very long, obviously, because it's brand new. But you can tell that you're getting benefits from it right away. Now, the biggest thing it's going to do is not something you will feel immediately, but you do notice over time, and I know I have with 213 Complex and now moving into the Burn Balance Complex, is that you're going to get the metabolism working. You get the appetite control, so the cravings aren't going to hit you as hard. All-day focused energy with no jitters or anything like that. It's really a simple system, and it's all right there for you. All you need to do is take the steps. So what I recommend is do what I did. I went to supplement superstores. I didn't have to tell them I was Kevin Wheeler, but they knew that. But if you tell them that Kevin Wheeler sent you in, they'll give you 30% off the Burn Balance Complex, and you can find your location by going to supplementsuperstores.com.
So one of the easiest and most impactful live endorsements I've had in 25 years is one of my newest. It's Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage. And I've always known about Stewie, and some of my colleagues have done lives for him, and I didn't really understand it. I knew the bagel loan, right? And I knew that the bagel represented zero, but I didn't understand what that meant. And Stewie educated me to tell me why his mortgage company is different than anyone else in the St. Louis Metro. And here are the basics. Stewie and his son Jordan originate every single loan. They don't have commission sales people. Because of that, they save money. So what they have decided to do, rather than pocketing the money and making more profit, is they pay the fees. Mortgage companies make the bulk of their money from fees. With Stewie, you don't pay that. He pays it. So here's his cell phone number. Use it anytime, day or night. 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440. Find out why Stewie is truly unique in the mortgage business and how that can help you. Google the bagel loan, NMLS 226715.
Hi, it's Debbie Monterey with Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Welcome back, Gloria. You know, for years now, you've been on KMOX helping families plan their next big move with your guaranteed sold program. For those planning to sell their home this year, what's your best advice?
Thank you. My advice is simple. Do your homework before listing your home. Our market is stabilizing, inventory is tightening and moving fast. In other words, the realtor you choose to sell your home really matters. That's why my sellers love my guaranteed sale program. I guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price and time frame, or I will buy it myself. I have thousands of buyers in my buyers in waiting database, so your home may already been sold before it's ever hit the market. Higher demand, more competition, and more money for your home.
Friends, if you want a realtor who will guarantee results, call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love. Sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, we've got 47 degrees. The feels like right now is
32 downtown at the Arch. An EF1 tornado briefly did touch down in rural St. Clair County with maximum winds of 94 miles per hour early this morning. It was also an EF1 in Morrow Township in Madison County. Just over 1,200 still without power in Madison County, more than 400 in St. Clair County.
St. Clair County Emergency Management Agency Director Herb Simmons says, fortunately, there were no injuries.
Now the neighbors are pitching in, helping one another clean up their yards, and the good thing is it looks like the people were insured, so that's always a good thing.
The areas that were hit by the twister are Marissa, Lensburg, and St. Labori. Simmons says fire chiefs from those areas all reported the tornado warning sirens all sounded. Simmons says Ameren, Illinois had a 75-foot pole that was still energized. However, power had to be cut in order to reset the pole. Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
President Trump is praising the U.S. military success amid the war against Iran while visiting Thermo Fisher Scientific in Ohio. The president told reporters higher oil prices as a result of the war will be short-lived.
We did a little excursion. We had to take this little few weeks of excursion, but it's been incredible. Our military is unbelievable, the job they're doing.
The state-appointed Board of Police Commissioners using placeholder numbers when building their budget request, representing a building maintenance funding increase that's in the millions. How does the city's budget director feel about that?
Well, when I hear a placeholder, it just tells me that something hasn't been thought out thoroughly yet. So you would like to see something a little bit more definitive than what's called a placeholder.
Budget Director Paul Payne, he says the police department has only spent around half of their budget allocated for facility maintenance. He says larger renovations have gone through the Board of Public Service, and there are many needs across the city.
We have an inventory that's over $400 million, and so we evaluate that, and we have a capital planning process for addressing that. It doesn't get to everything, but we try to do what we can with what we have.
Of the $16.4 million meant for maintenance, the board moved over $3 million to other needs in January, including overtime pay, workers' compensation settlements, and tasers. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
Washington University has joined a new initiative called Third Coast Foundry. It's made up of 8 Midwestern universities working to strengthen their presence in the San Francisco Bay Area.
To really provide a resource of venture capital funding to our companies in St. Louis without having them relocating to the West Coast or the East Coast. So the intention is for these companies to stay here in St. Louis.
That's Doug France, who says WashU innovations have spawned dozens of startup companies, which we've told you about on KMOX over the years. But often Midwest universities have a harder time getting on the radar of funders. Collectively, the partner universities account for more than $10 billion in annual research investment. From the business desk, will higher gas prices owing to the Iran conflict get people to start thinking about electric vehicles again? Auto reporter Jeff Gilbert says we are starting to see increased EV interest.
EV sales essentially collapsed with the end of federal incentives, but with gas prices now rising, Edmunds.com has seen more people researching electric vehicles on their site. Analyst Jessica Caldwell says it is early.
As long as gas prices stay high, I think the interest will continue to grow. However, if they start to wane quickly, that's when you start to see the traffic die off.
EV interest has also increased with previous gas price spikes. Jeff Gilbert, CBS News, Detroit.
Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now. We take you to Stifel and Scott Bedell. Scott.
Hello, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. 2 of every 3 stocks declined today on the New York Stock Exchange as higher oil prices and higher interest rates continue to weigh on stocks. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 289 points on the day, equivalent to a 0.6% decline to 47,417. NASDAQ fared slightly better, up on the day by 19 points to 22,716. The Standard & Poor's Index dropped 0.1% at 6,775, while the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index lost 1%, closing at 1,610. Checking on some shares of local interest, Charter Communication gained 2.25% at $224.36. Stifel Financial added 0.5% at $72.67. Peabody Energy up 6%. They closed at $34.52. On the downside, Commerce Bank hit a new 52-week low, closing down 1.25% at $48.29, while Build-A-Bear Workshop lost 4.75%. They closed at $43.49. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, please visit our website at stifel.com.
rain and thunderstorms will wind down as we go through our Wednesday afternoon. It's windy. Those winds are turning to the northwest, so our temperatures are now dropping. I think we'll be down about 48 degrees by the time the sun goes down, so think around 7 o'clock or so. Tonight, clouds control. It's windy and it's cold, 33, but feels colder, especially during the evening. On Thursday, sunny and chilly, 56. 45 Thursday night. Now Friday the 13th, partly sunny and 63. It looks rather unsettled again as we get towards the end of the weekend with periods of rain and thunderstorms on Sunday. And how about Sunday night? I'm going with 22 for the low. Could be some hamster-sized snowflakes around Sunday night, and Monday's high only 36 degrees. So yes, a drastic change on the way. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
And right now, downtown at the Arch, windy conditions, 47 degrees, sponsored by S&L Coins. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
S&L Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call S&L. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. S&L Coin.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, it's DGS on a Wednesday. Dave is still out back next week. He's doing the Florida thing. So it's the three of us, Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stoles, Kevin Wheeler, and Janelle is in at Holy L on all social media outlets if you want to seek out her work. Janelle, last we heard from Dave was a little bit ago, an hour ago or so, and it was him and Michael Kelly sitting at a little outdoor trattoria in South Beach, just having drinks in the middle of the day.
It's 45 degrees here. I don't want to talk about it. Good. You know that is that meme where it's like that little kid who he's like, good for you. Yeah. So happy. That's what I'm like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I've been that way for the whole week, but it's all because he's seeing all these cool baseball things that I'm not seeing.
Well, I can only like in levels, like right now I'm just
right now it's just
weather
the weather
level.
Yeah. You are in that way. You're like a lot like Dave. Because Dave talks about it all the time, how the weather impacts him.
Yeah, but he's on the opposite side of the spectrum. Like when it was cold,
like the heat,
and when it was cold, I was very much like, I hope all the cold weather people that enjoy this, I hope you're sitting outside, because when I say I like hot weather and it's 120 degrees, I'm outside. Like I'm not like one of those that like I like hot weather and then I'm sitting inside my air conditioned home. Like I go out and sit in it. So if it's 5 degrees, I want you sitting outside. Enjoying it because that's what you like.
You start right off with demands.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like people who enjoy cold weather, if somehow they make cold weather happen. I know that's not the way it is, but you got to hold somebody responsible for it.
Man. Superstitions now too.
No, it's not superstitions. It's just like the hate of the cold has to go somewhere.
I get you. Yeah.
And where's it going to go?
Yeah, I hate cold, but not as much as you
wind.
do. No. Well, you can. Not going to work very well. Usually fall on your ass when you try it too.
Yeah, so.
Not that I've done that. So what are we talking about today?
Well, let's see. I have seen Project Hail Mary already.
Oh.
That doesn't come out till next week.
So what are you allowed to say?
It's free reign after yesterday.
Okay.
It's all open. And I saw Undertone, the horror movie.
Okay.
That's coming out this week.
Can I share something that probably makes me sound like an idiot when it comes to Project Hail Mary?
Sure.
I don't like that Ryan Gosling has already done an astronaut movie. He did First Man, and now it's like, I'm going to do another one. Like, no, you get one. Is that a wrong way to feel? Yes.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's a valid opinion. I mean, it's a valid, you can hold that opinion, but it would be a little limiting for actors to play one type of character and then you never can again.
Tom Cruise would never work again. He's the same guy in every movie.
That's different.
Jason Statham would be out of a career. Liam Neeson.
I'm just thinking of like, what if I want to play Seen It or something like that? And I'm like, oh, it's Project Hail Mary. And it's like, nope, it's First Man.
Well, I mean, Matt Damon's played a few astronauts now.
That's true.
Yeah, he did Martian and
Interstellar.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And I'm probably on an island for this too. I don't like it when someone plays multiple superhero roles.
Oh, so you're not a big fan of like now Robert Downey Jr. going from Iron Man to Dr. Doom?
I don't like that. I didn't like Ryan Reynolds going from Green Lantern to Deadpool.
Although he was Deadpool the worst thing better. The worst thing is like he did the wrong one first. Right? Because you don't like he should have changed.
Well,
he made the right call there. He just shouldn't have done the other one.
I would have to look at the years. Did he? Because in X-Men Origins Wolverine, he played a version of Deadpool.
Yeah, I think the Lantern one was before. I'm not 100%. Not 100%.
I was gonna say I haven't checked the dates on that, but he played Wade Wilson in X-Men Origins Wolverine. So and his head was cut off, spoiler alert, but
what?
Yeah. But so he's come back because I think he even shoots him at the end of one of the Deadpool movies.
Okay.
Yeah. So
there you go.
I'm sorry, I derailed the conversation.
No, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
Right.
No, I would rather hear it while I'm here and be able to.
That's what she's here for, to answer all these types of questions.
Right. I hear you guys talk about movies when I'm not here, and I'm like,
So Project Hail Mary, don't like, kind of in between.
I thought so far, now granted it's March, but so far it's been the best movie of the year. That's not saying it's going to be
got a lot of year left.
Right. It's not saying it's going to be in the nominations or anything like that. But as of right now, that if there's a movie that I could choose for you to go to a theater and see, it would be that one.
Is it a theater movie? Like, is it one of those you're missing out if you don't? Or
I tend to think most space movies are
that's a good
theater
point,
movies
because it's such a such a visual thing.
It's much like racing movies. It's hard to translate that once you get home. Like I was a big advocate of everybody seeing Fantastic Four at the theaters because it was a space movie. It's a space adventure movie, and when you have something of that scope, especially like in the scene where they're outrunning Silver Surfer and the black hole, like you want to see that on the big screen. And at home it's like, that's neat, but it's like you don't get the scope of it. So yeah, definitely I think it's a movie that you should see on the big screen.
Nice.
It's very funny. It's emotional for people who have those.
What?
From my understanding, it matches the book very well. Andrew was telling me last week that he thinks that you were pretty certain that, if he's back there, that the book was written as a screenplay with Ryan Gosling in mind.
Yeah.
So that
you
it
get
was
the sense of reading it.
Yeah, that it's very much in book that's going that should have been translated into a movie. So, and from my understanding, it's funnier than The Martian. I think that some people have, they
does he have a little buddy in it?
He does.
Okay.
He does, and it's what I appreciate. If we were like, even like when we talk about like Mandalorian Grogu, the fact that it's a puppet and not CGI does make a difference. And this is a puppet.
Okay.
This is puppetry.
So it's a physical.
Yes,
being.
They don't have a recognizable celebrity name doing the voice of it, which again it helps because it was just they gave this puppeteer just the ability to do this, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. Can't recommend it enough.
Good.
But again, it's March, so
still looking forward to having something to go see.
Right. Yeah. Well, I do see the Peaky Blinders Immortal Man on Friday, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Do you guys do Peaky Blinders?
No, I've never watched.
Oh, you should, guys. You really. I cannot recommend. I mean, Janelle, you back me up.
Peaky
Blinders is amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's with the cast, it's really hard to go wrong. I mean, it's like Cillian Murphy.
He's perfect for that.
You
role.
had Tom Hardy in it. Adrian Brody was in it. It's.
And even the people that aren't famous, like Arthur, the actor is not famous. He's just like the greatest character.
Yeah.
And it's such an interesting time too, like an interesting time period.
Yeah, and they use a lot of a lot of true history to kind of interweave into it. Yeah, great show. But so I'm really looking forward to that one on Friday.
Highly recommend for anybody that hasn't seen Peaky Blinders. Plus, outstanding music.
Yeah.
And they use kind of modern music, even though it's set
The Nick
back in
Cave,
the day.
is it Red Hand Man?
Yeah.
Very good. Undertone was a horror movie that's coming out this week. It's very loud.
So undertone is overtoned.
Yes, I heard it in Dolby the other night, and it's very overwhelming. It's very loud. It gets a little repetitive with not a lot of, the sound is used to build tension, and then there's not a lot of payoff in the tension, so you kind of get a little numb to it. Yeah, but I mean, overall, okay. Did you see War Machine on Netflix?
Not yet.
With Alan Ritchson?
Not yet. I'm sure I'll watch it. It'll feel like an episode of Reacher.
No, but
Sci-fi Reacher.
It very much does parallel another movie that is one of my favorites from the 1980s.
Predator.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does have that Predator vibe.
It is Predator with robots.
It's just not Schwarzenegger. It's
Alan
Alan
Ritchson.
Ritchson, who's probably a taller, larger person than Schwarzenegger.
He's 6'3", so yeah, I think by a couple inches or an inch or two. Yeah, so like I said,
just Arnold without the accent.
Right. You're right. But yeah, no, it's Predator with a robot.
Hey, I'm in.
But I'm not complaining.
That's my kind of movie.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. It's decent for a Netflix movie. You're not expecting too much. And I mean, I don't want to say shot for shot, but he does what he does well. He's like Jason Statham.
Big physical dude doing big physical dude things.
Right. You don't have to
shooting.
Yeah, you don't have to give him too much range. Well, I mean, I don't want to give too much of the movie away, but there's not a lot of shooting.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Especially, certain parts.
I'm sure there's an explanation for why that is, and I'm looking forward to finding out.
Yeah.
Can I ask one more question about Project Hail Mary?
Sure.
I'm not trying to be insensitive.
Oh, no.
But Ryan Gosling.
Rachel, the sun is exploding.
Ryan Gosling's face has changed
knew you were gonna say
so
his face,
much.
yeah.
I'm honestly, I'm wondering, like, is he still able to emote and is he still able to act? Like, I'm really not trying to be a jerk. I haven't seen him in anything since Barbie. And in Barbie, I was like, whoa, he looks different. And he looks even more different now. I'm just wondering, like, what was it like as a viewer experiencing that?
I think that I want to be like, well, he sounds like Ryan Gosling in the movies. But I mean, it's one of those things where he's kind of charming to begin with. And so with the relationship between him and Rocky, not to spoil anything, but I think people have seen the trailers with the Rock alien. It's more about that. You're less focused on, I think it's less about him, and usually like movies like that are really kind of built around him being good looking,
right.
like Fall Guy and Barbie and stuff like that. And so like this one's like less about his looks and just kind of the relationship he has with us. And plus he has a helmet on for a while. So you're not too distracted by his puffy cheeks.
He's got puffy cheeks now.
He doesn't look the same these days.
Him and his wife they're friends of filler. Yeah.
And it's just, he has got to be his original face. He's got to be one of the most handsome men, like definitely as far as Hollywood goes in the past 30 years.
Sure. I mean, second to all the radio people.
Right.
Of course. They keep you guys hidden. I don't want to disrupt the time continuum too much.
I would have loved to have just seen him age a little more
gracefully.
Gracefully, just looking more like himself.
Yeah, I 100% get that. I think you see like what happened with Bradley Cooper's face.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Bradley Cooper's face? I don't think I've seen him in anything but like football is food commercials.
Yeah, and you see him briefly, but I mean, I just let yourselves age. I mean, like Kyle Chandler to me is just like, oh, he's very handsome. Like he's aged wonderfully, and Brad Pitt. I mean, he's probably had stuff done to his face, but
it's been subtle.
I feel like they've kind of all had probably things done to their face.
I'd be shocked if there's anybody in that business that doesn't.
Sure, but there's some that like kind of lay off the gas a little bit more than others. Yeah, and I appreciate that. Just kind of like, you don't have to be Newt Gingrich. You don't
need to be touching up every photo. Is what you're saying.
What is it? A big difference between Callista and Newt? There's a nice place in between.
Right.
I mean, there's already a big difference. He's 23 years older than her.
Oh.
And then she's making it like, well, I'm sorry to be mean, but she does not look. It's not accomplishing the making you look younger thing.
No.
He's just making you look like a mannequin.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Lederman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Lederman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Lederman Law Firm at ledermanlaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bet loses. Here's how it works. Place a tournament bet using the token, and if it doesn't hit, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. That's 10 chances to play all tourney long, from game props and money lines to spreads, totals, futures, and more. You can even mix things up with same-game parlays for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to fill out your bracket, FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the action day after day. FanDuel.com/Missouri to sign up today. FanDuel, it's time to dance. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Must apply select token each day. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Zero Res. You know, they do such a great job. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes now. This month, buy one, get one room of carpet clean for free. Unlimited rooms of carpet. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and let them know that Dave sent you.
100 years of service and still at your service. KMOX.
All right, it's DGS on a Wednesday. We got Dave Murray coming up at 3:30 for the weather. Got to ask him about all these hamsters he keeps talking about.
Wheels is just now hearing about the hamster size.
I know I've heard it, but it's
snowflake.
just for some reason I feel like I never made a note of it in my head. Because you just told me earlier that he says that all the time. And then I'm
All
like,
the time.
oh, well.
Not paying attention again.
Yeah, I mean, I would think I would have noticed hamster
You
size.
probably block
snowflakes.
out the cold weather like I do.
Yeah,
just
that's
don't
probably a
even
good
want to
point.
hear it.
That's gonna be my position. Yeah. So we'll have Dave Murray here. Dave Glover obviously be back on Monday off his vacation. You got Rachel, Andrew, Kevin, Janelle is in at Holy L on all social media outlets. That's where you can find a lot of the content that you put out and movie reviews. Any TV things we should be talking about, by the way?
Like I said, there was like War Machine was out on Netflix.
Mhm.
Peaky Blinders is going to come out next Friday, not
Mhm.
this upcoming Friday, but next Friday on Netflix. So that'll be out there too. A lot of stuff that's streaming right now is, I mean, they've got the Oscars coming out on the 15th. So just trying to catch up on a lot of those movies. Like we talked about, saw Secret Agent or The Secret Agent.
Yeah.
Wagner Mora.
Yeah, I watched that. We just watched that. It was pretty good. It's too long, but it was pretty good.
That's hey, like I said, anytime a movie hits about 2.5 hours, you're
Well, I think we've discussed this before, but it's just about the pace. Like the length is fine. It's fine if it's 2.5 hours. If it's like
that's a really quiet movie too, though.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same tone the whole time. It's a really interesting story.
Sure.
And it's not necessarily based in real history in that it's not a specific thing that happened to a specific person.
Sure.
It's just more of a depiction of what Brazil was like in the 70s. Like it was corrupt. There was all this other stuff. So I thought it was fascinating and it was really good, really well acted. And Wagner Moore is really good. But there are periods where you're just like, okay, got to move along a little bit. Just got to move it along a little bit.
It does. But I mean, like sometimes that's used where like there's a beat in the movie, emotional filler, sometimes background.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it all plays into what's going on. There's another really good one. It's oddly enough about that area of the country. And it's 1976 Argentina. It's called The Penguin Lessons. And it's Steve Coogan as a British teacher in like a private school. And it's about a lot of times about the corruption and the stuff that's going on in Argentina. So if anybody wants to check, it's a really good movie. Very emotional. It's hard when there's an animal in the movie. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Wheels,
All right.
I have a headline for you.
Okay.
Wheels. Have you seen this? Tom Brady has penned a tribute to Tim McCarver.
What?
Who he thought passed away last week.
Wait, what?
He passed away in 2023.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
But Tom Brady seemed to genuinely believe that this was fresh news, and he wrote in his newsletter. So he took the time to put this in the Tom Brady newsletter, which I didn't even know existed. The great Tim McCarver passed away last week. Tim called more than 20 World Series in his career. He was fantastic at his job. And he goes on. And then he had to come back later and be like, I am so sorry. I thought that this happened more recently than it did.
He just says it's a proofreading mistake. Can you just say I got it wrong?
Yeah, he was retiring in 2023, so maybe he's a little.
Can you just say
distracted.
I'm stupid?
He's catching up on all the news he missed.
I'm pretty, but I'm stupid. Can you just say that? It's okay to make a mistake without having to couch it as it was a proofreading mistake. No, you just screwed up. Same thing with Mark DeRosa from the World Baseball Classic. You didn't misspeak. You were just wrong. Yeah. You just didn't know a thing.
I'm more impressed that he's writing. He's out here writing his own newsletter. And he doesn't, I assume, right? And he doesn't have anyone on his team like looking at it and saying, hey, I think this might be old information. Like he's just typing this up and sending it out. That's kind of crazy.
He seems like a control freak, though.
That's a good point.
It's what's also weird about it is he mentions I'm looking at this now. I didn't know this until just now. I hadn't seen this. But I'm reading through it, and he's going through. He's doing his thing about the great Tim McCarver passed away last week, and then he goes on to talk about himself.
No way.
As I prepare for my second off-season self-scout as a broadcaster, I've been thinking about this, and then he goes on to talk more about something like. So you obviously don't know anything or care about Tim McCarver, or you would have known he passed away 3 years ago.
Who could have seen that coming?
Tom.
Who's been talking about St. Louis sports since 1985? Bernie Miklasz.
So you talk rebuild. You want to put some faces on that rebuild. You want to put some figures. Real live human beings, you want to be able to have them leading your parade, so to speak. And I think Weatherholt is that kind of player, and I'm pretty sure that Joshua Baez is that kind of player too.
Bernie Miklasz. Hear what he has to say on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate. Evans is a proven fighter and the only candidate for U.S. Senate with guts and know-how to get the job done. As an attorney, she took on China and corporate criminals. Jeannie Evans won billions for working families. As senator, Evans will fight and win for you She'll work to cut taxes and lower the cost of living. Evans believes that keeping Illinois safe will take more than just wishful thinking. It takes courage, and Jeannie Evans has the record to prove it. Evans will always be tough on crime. She'll hold China accountable for trafficking fentanyl and stealing our personal data. Jeannie Evans puts America first. A proven fighter. Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate.
I'm Jeannie Evans, Republican candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jeannie for Illinois.
Here in St. Louis, we take pride in supporting our health and our community. That's why more and more families are turning to Neovitin multivitamins, created by a local physician and made right here in the U.S. using the highest quality domestic and international ingredients. With formulas for men, women, and adults 50 plus, Neovitin helps keep St. Louis families energized, supported, and ready for life. Find Neovitin at your local Deerbergs, Schnucks, and online at neovitin.com. Neovitin, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
Traffic from the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
Well, we got a couple of jams. Well, actually, one's just a slowdown now. We had a crash south 170 at the Parkway. They cleared it. Traffic's still bogged down from Olive through Ladue and a little busy past the Parkway, so it's unwinding. I'm looking at a crash right now on westbound 64. 64, by the way, looks great leaving the city. It's a little slow at Ballast, but it backs up west of Timberlake. Only the right lane is getting through westbound 64 just west of Chesterfield Parkway West because of that crash. After that, it's just a little slow at Prospect. Northbound K from about the Dardine Creek headed up to 364. Looks pretty backed up right now. Southbound 270, a little slow at Olive, and then it's really in good shape all the way to 55. North 270 past 64 is a little busy. South 55, barely a slowdown at Bates and south of Z. And eastbound 70 downtown, we've got a jam. East of the Musel Veterans Bridge to 64, and 64 east of 255, midway to 159 is heavy. I'm Roger Brand in the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Tell you guys about my good friend. She is my good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin, and her daughter, who I absolutely adore, Dr. Rachel Sullivan. I've known her, God, since before she was a doctor. They're both fantastic. They're both medical doctors, both OBs. They have pretty much limited their practice now, though, to taking care of you and your hormones and the bioidentical hormone replacement therapy with the pellets. They also do the GLP-1s. So if you'd like that arrow to shoot at weight loss, the combination of those and the pellets, because the pellets will help you to lose weight also. Story after story after story, like Caroline, who does my pellet, says that a lot of times people come in and there's enough fat in their body that they can just use one spot. But when they come back the second time after 4 or 6 months, they have to do 2 different ones because there's just not enough fat back there because you've lost so much. If you're interested in that, all you have to do is take a blood test, which we will arrange when you fill out your form at biobalancehealth.com.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
Friday morning, it's men's Billikens basketball Atlantic 10 tournament play. Pre-game 10:15, tip at 10:30. Hear all the action here on your home for Billikens basketball, KMOX.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is brought to you by the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
That's DGS. Dave Glover still hanging out. Dave Murray is with us doing his normal 3:30 visit. And Dave, just so you know, update on our friend Dave Glover. He's having drinks with Michael Kelly on South Beach this afternoon, and then they're going to the World Baseball Classic game tonight between the Dominican and Venezuela.
He's working hard.
Man, I'll tell you something. All of it is earned, right? We all earn our vacation time and downtime. And I'm jealous. I mean, let's be honest.
Is this vacation or is this like a semi-working vacation?
No, I think he had to take vacation days.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not like working for the station thing. This is Dave doing Dave things.
Yeah, I think he tried to make it a.
I would have. Hey, every time I went down there, it was for work. But then again, I was like, uh-oh.
Just got
I think we have a picture incoming because he texted us the word Cubano, which means he's getting us either a sandwich or a cigar.
Probably a sandwich, knowing Dave.
Yeah, knowing Dave. Yep, there it is.
Yummy.
Dude.
Ooh, that looks really good.
Yeah. How much time have you spent in South Florida, Dave? Much? Ever?
When my parents were alive and they were retired, which was for quite a number of years, went down there at least once or twice a year. I didn't venture much down into Miami.
Okay.
Miami's not my fave place, but
dang it,
Palm Beach area.
Yeah,
Jupiter's
awesome. It's just saying, when you get further south, I mean, obviously it's not that big a difference, hour and a half drive, but man, you want real Cuban sandwiches, you get them from real Cubans.
Yeah.
They're
that's
good.
True.
Yeah, it's so good. Obviously, what they're doing, today, we got pictures, Dave, of the, I think would you say, Rach, Dave had the mojito, we think?
Yeah.
And Michael Kelly had the espresso martini, and they're just sitting there and having this good time. Now we're getting Cuban sandwiches. Later, it'll be pictures from a ball game that I wish I was at.
Looks like he's having a
I'm not
Diet
bitter.
Coke out of a glass bottle, too.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good way to do it, too.
Yeah,
That's a good way to do it.
Now tell us about the 40 degrees.
Yeah,
and
tell
cold
us what's going
that we
on
got.
here, Dave. And what's up with
Back to
the
the good
hamsters,
stuff.
man? Why are hamsters flying around?
Now, question: when you guys came into work, was it still okay temperature-wise?
No.
No.
So, like, when I left home, it was maybe mid 50s, but it was really windy, so it felt colder.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're at 44 right now.
Ooh, I'm glad I grabbed my jacket.
Yeah. And the wind chill's 35. So
Come on.
It's going to be a bit of a shock going out the door. On the positive side, the rain has stopped.
Good. That was some stuff last night, man. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
in my area, nothing terrible, but it was just heavy, heavy rain and wind.
Yeah, I think there was one warning that went up.
Okay.
But, and we lucked out mainly because of the timing. If it was during the afternoon, we would have been rocking and rolling.
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad it wasn't.
That's
You
right.
know, as a city resident, after the, SEMA kind of they definitely bungled the May 16th tornado warnings and all of that. Every time there's even like a severe thunderstorm, I am getting multiple texts about it from SEMA. So they
so they're
seem
on
to
it
be
now.
pretty vigilant these days.
Well, that's why you just listen to KMOX.
Good point. We just listen to
true.
Dave Murray. And you just leave this on. Leave KMOX on 24/7. I think is probably your best.
In the background, right?
Yeah, just your best bet. All right. So what does all this mean, Dave?
Well, you're going down to 33 tonight. 56 tomorrow. Lighter winds, sunny. That's okay. That's about where we should be. Windy and 45 on Thursday night. Winds swing to the south. Friday, partly sunny. Windy from the south. Warm up to 63. Saturday, partly sunny and 62. Not bad. Those are pretty good.
Let's go.
Sunday, here comes the next cold front.
No.
This one's stronger. We've got rain and some thunderstorms around during the day on Sunday, really at any time. Windy from the south, southwest much of the day and 66. Not overly concerned about a big severe weather outbreak on Sunday, but that's a long way away. We'll keep an eye on it. Front comes through late Sunday afternoon. Winds turn to the northwest. It's windy. Sunday night rain mixing with a sloppy, wet snow. And those hamster-sized snowflakes are a possibility. It's all going to depend on how much moisture is left over from the front. I don't think it's much. Ground temperatures will be warm. Anything that hits the ground will melt right
Okay,
away.
that's fine.
But going down to 22 Sunday night into Monday morning. Monday, sunny, windy, and 36, and back down into the 20s on Monday night. Why is that number a real concern? Because there's a lot of trees in bloom. There's fruit trees in bloom after 2 weeks of very warm air. 27, 28 is kind of the number with tree blooms as far as getting hit.
Oh.
Once you get below that, even for a short period of time, some damage can be done. So we'll keep an eye on that too. It's hard to cover like a big peach tree.
Asking for a friend, would that slow the grass for a day or two, or is it going to just keep on blowing? All right,
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to push off the first.
But
mow
if you,
and-
you know what, I would highly recommend that before the rains come in on Sunday, because you got tomorrow, you got Friday, you got Saturday, give it a quick, yeah, you could do that too, but give it a quick hit with the lawnmower.
No way.
How does the cold affect like the pollen? I am super allergic to like tree pollen. Like how does it?
It will knock it. It won't knock it out of the air, but it will slow it down just a little bit. I think the next 2 weeks it will slow down. But the pollen season has gotten off to a big start here in the St. Louis area. This is tree pollen time, and because we're looking at wind over the next several days, that's gonna kick it up quite a bit. There's not a lot of hope for allergies in March and into April. If you got tree pollen allergies, you got it. You just got it.
You just gonna deal with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that's that. I kind of feel like we're getting ready to go on a roller coaster.
Yes, you would easily call it that. I think we did that today.
Because I think like if I would picture this, like yesterday was the big hill.
86,
we got to the top and we're like, yeah. And now of course the down is the fun part, but this isn't fun. So
just depends on the name. We have to name this roller coaster.
Yeah, what would we call this one?
Second winter.
That's right.
No.
False spring.
Yeah.
Twister.
Don't we get some of our largest snowfalls in the quote unquote springtime?
Yes, our biggest snow on record is the last 2 days of March. Now it's from the 1800s, but it's still on the books. It's on the books.
I knew that.
Oh, well, it still happened.
Yes, it still happened.
Not
There
my
are
life.
some people in the world of weirdness that say, "Oh no, that was too old. That doesn't count. That's not."
That's
we don't-
kind of the
we
school
don't-
I was
we
going
don't
for.
put that into the data anymore.
If my grandparents didn't see it, I'm not worried.
Oh boy.
And now watch.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's right.
You'll come back next week and like blizzard.
Yeah. When was our last big snow in the spring?
Oh, in the spring?
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look at that. My brain doesn't handle that stuff very well.
Gotcha.
expected him to
I
just know it.
I just like to look that kind of stuff up. But I am sure that we had some, at least in the last 2 years, we've had some pretty good spring snows.
See, there you go.
Okay. All right. Well, keep your arms and legs inside the car. Keep your seatbelt buckled at all times. Yes, here we go. What is headlines, Rach?
Sure. Headlines is brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. An 80s hair band favorite is getting the biopic treatment. Bon Jovi
Oh, come on.
is heading for the multiplex. So they're going to focus on the band establishing in 1983.
I mean,
and
I'll
being
watch it,
inducted
but-
into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and
Begrudgingly.
Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Oh, they're so boring.
Who's going to play John?
I don't know, but they're all just
his son.
like
Does he look like him?
Yes, the one that's married to Millie Bobby Brown.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
right,
didn't
right.
realize that was Millie Bobby Brown's
Yeah.
husband.
If you see obviously the hair band's my high school era. I grew up and all that. Like you see the movie that was made about Motley Crue, The Dirt. Like that's a story, man. Those guys are nuts. They had crazy things and personal tragedies and crazy musics and parties. And then like Bon Jovi's just like, okay,
They've all been married to the
just
same,
dad music. A bunch of guys married their high school sweethearts.
except
And
Richie Sambora
Oh.
and Heather Locklear, right? For a little while.
I don't know. Maybe. I can't remember. But either way, I don't know. They're just way more entertaining ones. But that's okay. It's a start. Let's do more. I don't know about you guys. I love biopics, especially the music ones.
Okay.
Like, the Bohemian Rhapsody was great.
It's the last one you saw.
I don't remember.
Not the Timothy Chalamet.
There's a new one on Paul McCartney during his Wings era.
Okay.
On Prime right now.
Yeah. And
That
we
was
got that
kinda interesting.
Beatles one, right? That's not out, but there's one coming
Mhm.
on the
Yeah.
Beatles.
It's got-
Obviously, I saw the Elvis movie
Okay.
with the Australian Elvis.
Austin Butler.
With Austin Butler. but I like those because they're fun, in part because the music's good, but also because those people just have interesting lives. They have a lot of stuff that most people don't see. But apparently they're doing one about Ozzy, so let's go. I'm looking forward to that one. That'll be interesting.
That should be very.
All right, let's do one more story here. A Florida woman who's accused of firing gunshots at Rihanna's home in Los Angeles was charged yesterday with 1 count of attempted murder and some other felony offenses, including 10 counts of assault on a person with a semi-automatic firearm. This is such a scary story. She fired into this home that belongs to Rihanna. There were 10 people at home at the time when the shots were fired. Now, authorities aren't saying whether Rihanna or A$AP Rocky or their 3 children were home at the time, but there were lots of people in the house.
Yeah, the word is that they were there.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Jeez.
There's video that appears to show 5 bullet holes in the home's front gate, and they say 10 shots were fired. This woman who fired these shots has a history of mental health struggles and has made YouTube videos about Rihanna, saying that Rihanna was trying to kill her, saying Rihanna had the face of the devil.
Oh, no.
It just seems like a very...
So this is one of those delusional people.
Yeah, very scary situation, and we're just happy that everybody is okay.
Yeah, no kidding. That's nuts, man.
Justice will be served here. But yeah, that is really scary stuff.
All right. Thank you, Rach. Dave, thank you so much.
You got it.
We'll buckle up. Get ready for all this nonsense of up and
The
down.
roller
and up and down.
coaster.
All right. We'll do that. And obviously, we'll check in with you again tomorrow. That's Dave Murray. Many thanks, Dave. And we'll continue DGS in a moment.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we still got this crash on westbound 64 at Chesterfield Parkway West causing problems. Westbound 64 is slow. Hampton headed out to McCausland, Lindbergh out to 270, and it's jammed at Timberlake through Chesterfield Parkway West. Only the right lane's open. Your USPS Ground Advantage reliable route, well, you can take 141 northbound to 364. That's a pretty good run all the way through out to St. Charles County. Or you can hop off and take the Clarkson if you want to, and jump down to Wild Horse Creek and take that out into the valley. But 141 to 364 is the easiest alternate route to get around that jam. Westbound Highway 70 is a little slow at the city limits, heavy past the airport, but after that it is wide open. North 270, the right lane is a little slow north at Orset. South 270, a little busy at Gravelly, doesn't look that bad. Southbound 55, Gasconade Bates, kind of crowded. Eastbound 70 on the Illinois side jammed east of the Musial Veterans over to 64 due to road work, and 64 approaching 157 about midway to 159 is slow. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Brought to you by Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. Hi, Margaret with Eamon Gantner and Capriano. Life happens. Accidents, deaths. Make your estate plan now, or the courts will decide for you later. Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com.
The choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
St. Louis's unofficial holiday is almost here. It's Cardinals opening day, Thursday, March 26th. And KMOX's Cakes and Eggs, presented by Budweiser, is back. This year with a new twist. You don't need a ticket to enjoy KMOX's live broadcast at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, featuring Cardinals alumni, front office personnel, special guests, and so much more. First come, first served. Doors open at 9 a.m. Celebrate this hometown holiday with Dirt Cheap and Budweiser. For more details, KMOX.com/events.
For residential and commercial heating repairs, service, maintenance, or installation, contact Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. With over 50 years of HVAC service, get in your comfort zone this winter. Visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at aminet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Drury Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Drury Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call me, Lance Drury in St. Louis at 314-260-6120 or visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
For all station contest rules, go to KMOX.com/rules.
All right, not a lot of time for this, but I figured we'd throw it in here because, Rach, you and I were talking about it yesterday. I'm like, let's save it for Janelle. We'll keep it short because this could be a long discussion, but you had the story, Rach, you laid out.
Yeah, I saw this on Reddit. Someone posed the question, what movie is 10 out of 10 with literally no bad parts? And I think that's such an interesting question. I'll give you guys the top 3 answers.
That they gave?
Yeah.
Okay.
These were like the most upvoted, the most popular comments. Alien.
Okay.
Mean Girls, which is kind of random, but also like they don't waste time in that movie. There's not a lot of really no like downtime. The third most popular answer was My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, come on.
I like that movie.
I get it, but like it's not a 10 out of 10, like nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's just goofy is all it is. I would definitely put The Return of the King on that. That's 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Lord
and
of the
I think
Rings.
it's so subjective because, like, what do you consider, like, what does somebody consider there's nothing bad in it? Like, for me, it's probably like Infinity War, or Star Wars, or Tombstone, but that's not going to be the next person's.
Right.
Like, of somebody that really loves romance movies is going to pick, I guess The Notebook. I've never seen it. I don't know.
Good for you.
No,
I'm proud of you.
For me. That's no. I just But I mean, I think that's really subjective. It would be, I would want to see empirical, like.
But we're just asking you, for you.
Yeah, so I'm saying, but so the ones that I listed, those were being mine. But that's what I'm saying is like, obviously it's going to be different than what was listed there.
You got an answer for it, Rich? You got one?
I really love, I always say Bridesmaids is one of my favorite movies.
That's pretty good,
It's just fun. The whole thing is funny. Like there's no scene where I'm like, oh no, I got to watch this
They didn't turn it serious for very long, right? It wasn't like a lot of like the Apatow movies where it's like funny. Okay, now it's really sad for half an hour.
So someone answered the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie because it's just like nonstop fun. Yeah. And I mean, I would kind of agree with that.
It wouldn't be my answer, but I can see why someone would say
all
that.
of these, I can see where people are coming from.
Andrew, you got an answer on this?
I would say The Godfather, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I was surprised that wasn't on the list.
You're right, because there's not much in the first Godfather where you'd be like, they needed to cut that out.
It's like Casino, Goodfellas. I
Yeah.
mean, come on. Gladiator.
Braveheart.
Right. So, I don't know.
Man, now I know. I got all kinds of 10s to go home and watch.
Saving money is hard, but what's worse is when you save all year, hoping to use that money for a nice vacation, and then your AC unit dies and that money is gone. Now imagine yourself in retirement. You've saved a nice amount, hoping to use it for fun, but every time you take money out of your 401k, you get hammered in taxes. It's a sad fact, but your number one expense in retirement may not be cruises and trips. It could be taxes. At the All Financial Group, we believe in keeping more of your money where it belongs, with you. Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Tuesday, March 10th and Thursday, March 12th. Fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. You must qualify to attend. Call today to reserve your spot, 636-230-8824, or go online to yourmoneymattersstl.com. And services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents nor representatives may give any tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to